Well, here we are. Good evening, everyone. This is James from Dividend Stock Talk, brought to you by the 10-Minute Trader, where I invest in dividend stocks for weekly cash flow. Hey, Tony's there. JP, whatever that was. Okay, so let's do this. There we go. Now, let's try this out. Oh. All right, that's not going to do me any good. We're just going to ignore that for the time being because I can't do live broadcasting off of that. Now we got our audio and video ready to go. We got our Facebook, we got our Instagram, we got our TikTok, we got our YouTube, we have our other YouTube. So I need someone to go into YouTube and see if this is live on YouTube. Thank you for fixing the screen situation. I can now see. Let there be light, and there was light, and he saw that the light was good. Anyway, it is what it is. All right, let's see what we got here. Okay, interesting. Interesting. I don't even know why I have that camera on. It's not recording to anywhere. All right, that being said, let's get through some of the disclaimers before we even get the ball started. First of all, I wonder if that will work. Hold on a second. Okay. Inbox, get out of that. Active now. There we go. All right. How do I get to be invited? That would be interesting. Live. Here we go. And they were live. Yay! Dividend stock. Okay. Say hi. All right. Now, how do I invite? Cool beans. I'm just kind of curious to see how this works. All right. A lot of feedback, so I'm assuming that's not working right. Nope. Ain't gonna be able to do that now, are we? Microphone. Okay. There we go. That works. All right. So this is interesting. All right. All right, everyone. Let's see if we can get rolling, get started, and get moving. 16 messages. Holy Charlie. Hey, I'm James. Yep, we got all that interesting. Troy's here. Cool. El King's here. Sergio's here. Por Superesto. I can't pronounce that. Nathan's here. Hugo Max. Alrighty, so let's get it rolling. Let's just get started out with where we are today and see what happened today. Let's take a look at a few of the stocks I actually have to take a look at what the hell went on today. Interesting stuff. AEO trade. Alrighty, so let's get up my book and see what kind of stocks we're looking at today. Now, before we even do that, let's get over with the disclaimers first and foremost. Number one, I'm not a financial advisor. What are your thoughts on IWMI? You got to be joking. IWMI. IWMI. The NEOS Russell 2000 High Income ETF. It has no options, so sorry, that's going to be a no. Brandon, how are you doing? Sorry, it has no options at all, so there's a few criteria I would like to have before we get anything started, and that number one is got to have dividends. Number two, it's got to have weekly options. Number three, it's got to have, hey, check it out, Sheila's here. Sheila, woohoo! It's got to have consistent dividend increases. That's what I'm looking for, consistent dividend increases. Okay, I like 20 years specifically. weekly options. That way I can do weekly cash flow, because the only way you're going to do weekly cash flow is by a company that has weekly options, because weekly options expire every Friday. Check it out. 2 August, well, that's tomorrow. 9 August, that's next Friday. 16 August, well, that's the following Friday. Every Friday we have options that are going to expire. Mandy, what's a good investment for a beginner? Ooh, education. Okay, best way to spend your money when you're first getting started is education. Learn what it is you want to do. See, people always work it backwards, which is basically kind of what you want to do, but let me explain. Okay, when I say work it backwards, figure out the kind of lifestyle you want to lead. Hey, Doc's here. Figure out what kind of lifestyle you want to lead, what kind of time you want to have available, and then go on and figure out how much money you're going to need in order to get that. Great. Now you figured out how much money you're going to need on a weekly and monthly basis. Okay? So, once you figure out what you need on a weekly and monthly basis, then you can come up with a trading strategy that will give you a certain amount of return safely, predictably, and consistently. Once you figure that out, then you can start working on that little chunk of change. Hey, Dirt Naps Angel. So, that being said, let's say hypothetically speaking, oh, check it out. Someone gave me a tomato. Was that a tomato hat? It looked like a freaking tomato hat. All right, I gotta go back and read this one again. Fragilicious. Cool. Rolling weekly calls, selling ads, roughly how much to your annualized return expectations? Well, you're relatively new here. Okay, the strategy that I teach averages 1% per week. Now, I know that doesn't sound like much, but 1% per week is over 52% a year. And if you compound it without taking any money out, well, that's like 67% per year. All right. GD, good evening. I did Amazon, hold on. I did Amazon sell call at 129, week strike 197. Hakuna is here from Sweden. How's it going, Hakuna? But immediately the premium went up to 235. Well, no, you don't lose any money. Okay, as soon as you sell something, okay, as soon as you, well, first of all, it's two separate trades. One is you're buying the stock. That's number one. Okay. Number two, you're selling an option, a covered call. You're giving someone else the rights to buy it from you at a certain price. So once you buy the stock, that's one transaction. Once you sell the covered call against that stock, well, your profit's already locked in. No matter what happens to the stock, no matter what happens to the option, you already made your profit. You just got to wait until Friday for the option to expire. And then keep an eye on it and see, make sure it doesn't go against you. Fragilicious and taxed at marginal income tax rates, right? Or doing this in a retirement account. Okay, fragilicious, when you're talking about taxes, I really suggest people, to talk to a tax strategist. Okay, tax strategist will be able to help you out because you are perfectly entitled to and responsible for paying the least amount of taxes legally. That is your responsibility. Okay, if you want to pay taxes, hey, more power to you. I'm sure that the people up in Washington will be happy about all the money you're giving them. But no, it's your responsibility to make sure you legally pay the least amount of taxes as possible. What's a good investment for a beginner? Mandy, we already talked about that. Best bet is education. Okay, figure out what you want to do. Figure out how much time you have. I'm 60 years old, so my choices are not as flavorful. That's a good one. Not as flavorful as yours. All right, because if you have a lot longer to go, then you have a lot of different choices that I don't have. Okay, so start where you are. Figure out where you want to be, and what efforts are you going to put into getting to that goal. It's all up to you. All right. Here's a Minnesota nice hello. Bo, how are you tonight? All right, roll this, roll. We could calls. Yep. Good evening, James GD. How you doing? Amazon. Yep. Tax. Blah blah blah. When will the bitty titty coin pump? Well, so you couldn't tell you that one, Ricky. What do you trade? I trade specifically dividend stocks, and those dividend stocks, you could call them blue chip stock because they are kind of like the cream of the crop. Alrighty. Let's see how this works, Akuna. I've never done a live on Instagram. We'll see how that works out. Wildcat Sam, what's happening? The finance bro, you don't average 1% a week. I'm a professional quant at Citadel, and we don't average that much. Ooh, I like people like this. A challenge, okay? Now, Lucky Larry, good evening. How you doing? So I'm not quite 100% sure that finance bro, okay? I'm not 100% sure how we get an interaction going here because I'd like to hear your debates. Seriously, I would. Now, I've been averaging over 1% for over 15 years. Okay, I can show you some of my trades and you can take a look at them yourself. I have no problem with that whatsoever. Saying you're earning commissions from the live. And actually, I'm not. I think I do an hour, 2.5 hours. I make like what? I think the most I've ever made was like 15 cents. You know, it's not a whole hell of a lot on these TikTok lives, dude. All right. Encourage more viewers to share. Okay, that works. Fragilicious. I missed some of those questions. Tax marginal income. Okay, let's go some more of these. What do I trade? Dividend stocks. Blah blah blah. Finance bro. Yep. Hey, dude, I'd really love to debate with you. Really would. That finance bro. Saying you're earning commissions from the live. No, I'm not. Encourage more viewers to share. How long have you been running the covered call strategy for? About 15 years. Thank you. Schizophrenia Productions? All right. What's the outlook for SoFi? I don't do SoFi. They just doesn't meet my parameters. Oh, here's the finance bro again. Are you explaining you need 100 shares to write a covered call? Also, there is opportunity cost. Let me think. Seriously, dude? Of course I say that. Okay, one contract is 100 shares. 5 contracts, 500 shares. Yeah, Hakuna, I got the request. I said yes, and I'm not quite sure what to go from there. So, finance bro, okay? Other than that, well, yeah, there are opportunities cost, but 98% of my money is all tied up every single week, and I get 1%, sometimes more, every single week from that. Hey, Jerry Neville is watching. Jerry, what's happening? Okay, Jerry, I'm not quite sure what to say because I got TikTok here. Wait a minute, I got TikTok over there, Facebook here, Instagram there, and YouTube over there. So I got 6 cameras going. I got to apologize for the camera quality on Facebook. It's not the greatest in the world. All right. Let's go back. Let's go back. Kelly from North Carolina. You are explaining that, okay, yes I am. I am explaining that people need 100 shares of stock in order to write one covered call. 10 covered calls is 1,000 shares. I happen to click on the wrong button. Please accept again. Will do. Wildcat Sam, you're over there on Instagram. Cool beans. Finance bro, keep them rattling. Okay, you throw up a question or a query or something you want to know. I have no problem whatsoever fulfilling that for you. Hey, Wildcat Sam, how you doing? All right. Hey, I'm not quite sure what that means. So, if Amazon doesn't hit 197, then I keep the premium after the expiration, correct? Actually, incorrect. You actually get the premium and you can spend it the very same day. Like, if I buy Amazon, right, and I sell Amazon option, okay, the very same day, the moment I sell that, that money goes into my account and I can spend that. Now, I have a debit card and a credit card attached to my trading account, so anytime I have any bills whatsoever, I make all my money on Mondays. Okay, I do all my trading on Mondays. Because I buy my stocks on Mondays, The options that I buy, options that I sell are usually 5-day options. Okay, they usually expire on Friday. So if I'm buying on Monday, collecting my 1% on Monday, then more than likely the options expire on actually Saturday, but you can't do anything after 4 o'clock on Friday. So after 4 o'clock on Friday, everything that I had or sold is coming up for consideration. What's going to happen? Hey, Hakuna, how's it going? Give me a minute. I'm just finishing up this question over here. So that being the case, right? So every time I buy something, there's an opportunity for it to go up or down. All right, so if it goes up, great. I'm out on Saturday. I'm back into cash on the following Monday. If it's below what I buy it for, or what I sell it for, okay, with the covered call, the strike price, whatever. Okay, look at this one right here, 1946. If I buy it at 1946, I sell the 1950s. Well, I'm bringing in 9 cents. Well, that's for today. We're not going to do that one because it's only one day. All right, that's only Friday. Let's look at next Fridays. Okay, so next Fridays, the 1950s are going for 22 cents. Now, 22 cents is over 1%. Okay, so if you even add the commissions in there, you're still walking away with over 1%. So if the stock is above 1950 come Friday, well, I'm back into cash on Monday, and I've collected my 1%. Now, if it's below 1950 come Friday afternoon at 4 o'clock, well, then I keep those shares, I keep that premium, whatever it was, and I take those shares into next week and I do the thing all over again. It's just a repeating pattern over and over and over again. Most companies pay a dividend every 90 days. So I'm looking at the exact same stocks every 90 days. Okay, so there's 90 days in a quarter, 3 months. Okay, out of those 90 days, there's only like 66 trading days. So out of 66 trading days, you got to do all your trading. So the first week, there's 13 weeks in a quarter. So the first week in the first quarter looks the exact same as the first week of the second quarter, the first week of the third quarter, so on and so forth. Okay, let's go some more. Kelly, North Carolina, sold 1 contract of Pfizer this morning. If I'm called out, I should get $260 on a $2,900 investment. Whoa, Kelly, chime in tomorrow night because I'm kind of curious how it went out. All right, so Hakuna, you still here with me?
Yes, I'm still there. Thank you for letting me up, Jake. I lost my notes that I've taken.
Well, I'll give you a few minutes. Let me give you a few minutes to get your thoughts. I got a few more questions to go.
Yeah, just very quick. So
Fragilistic.
there were four dates that was very important. Was that announcement date, date of record, payment date, and ex-dividend date?
Okay, but you got to get them in the correct order. Okay, the first date is the announcement date. That's when the company announces when they're going to pay a dividend. Okay,
Yes.
the second date is the most important date. That is the EX dividend date. That's the last day the stock trades before the dividend is paid out. So if you want to collect the dividend, you have to buy the stock before that date. Okay? Date number 3 is the date of record. So whoever owns the stock on the date of record is entitled to that dividend. Nobody else. Date number 4 is the payment date when you actually get paid.
Payment date. And payment date is supposed to be on the Friday then?
No. Payment date is really weird. It can be 3 days, it can be 5 days, it can be 4 weeks, it can be 6 weeks. Let me pull one up so you can have a quick glance. So we're going to go and look here. Slide this out of the way so you guys get to see this whole thing. All right, let's pick up MasterCard right here, July 9th. Dividend date, 6/18. Is that right? Oh, sorry. The dividend announcement date, 6/18/24. So it was like a month prior. EX date, 7/9, which is July 7th. The dividend date of record, 7/9. Okay. The payment date, 8/9. So like a month later on this particular stock. Lows. The EX date is the 24th. The date of record is the 24th. The payment date is 8/7. It's like 2 weeks 2 weeks later. So some of them a couple of days later, some of them a couple of weeks later, some of them maybe even a month later.
Okay. So, but I buy the stock 2 weeks before ex-dividend date.
Correct.
Okay. Uh, and then the expiration, I buy it on Monday, and the expiration date is on Friday.
The option price. Because you remember, when you buy the stock, it's two separate trades, two separate entities totally together. If you think of it this way, the stocks trade in the stock market in New York. Options usually trade at the CBOE, which is the Chicago Board of Options Exchange in Chicago. Okay, so it's like 800 or 900 miles between the two. So you're in Sweden. That's kind of like from Sweden to, I wanted to say that almost the southern tip of Italy.
Not really, but 6 hours time difference.
Yeah, well, think of it this way. Okay, you're in Sweden. You know, the countries are all close together. United States is freaking huge. It takes 30 some odd hours to go from the north of the United States to the south of the United States. That's 30 hours driving. And then driving from east to west, that's 72 hours. That's a big country. You're in Sweden, what, 2 hours you're in another country?
For me, because I'm in the south, so I'm close to Denmark.
Yeah, see? So you understand. You're close to another country. All right. Anyway, yeah, well, think of it that way. It's two separate trades. The stocks are one trade, and the options are another. So if let me pull one up and give you a quick example. Oh, you know what? Let's take a look here. Let's do MasterCard. MasterCard, the EX dividend date is on the 9th of July. The payment date is on the 9th of August, the whole month in between. So let's take a look at a quick covered call from MasterCard. Now, I'm not even going to bother with the numbers and whatnot, but if I buy the stock, okay, at 462, which is the current price right now, that is one trade. Okay, that goes to the brokers in New York, and they fill it for you. Now you want to sell somebody the rights to buy it from you for basically the same price you paid for it. Now the strike prices you have available are $5 increments. So you got 450, 455, 460, 465, 470, 475, so on and so forth. So the closest one, it's a toss-up. Do I do the 460s or do I do the 465s? Because you're smack dab in the middle. But it's two separate entities. So if I buy it at 462.40 and I sell someone the rights to buy it from me for 460, they have the right and the privilege to buy it from me anytime they pay me for the option until the option expires. So if I do 9 August 24, that's next Friday. So if I buy the option, if I buy the stock first thing tomorrow morning and I sell that option first thing tomorrow morning, well, I'm getting that premium in my account as soon as I sell it. It goes directly into my account and I can spend it any way I want. But the option doesn't expire until the following Friday. That make sense?
So you only hold it for 1 week. You buy it on a Monday and you sell it. No, sorry, you buy it on the Monday and the expiration day is on Friday.
Exactly.
And you buy 2 before ex-dividend.
Exactly.
Okay, and then announcement day, how long is that before the ex-dividend day?
There is no set rules. You know, the corporations get together and they announce when they're going to have their dividend. They usually go right around either earnings or the annual reports. But they're usually around the same time every year.
How long time is this between?
It's different. Like I said, it's different for every company. Like MasterCard had their announcement on June 18th that they were paying a dividend on July 9th. Okay, Lowe's announced that they were having a dividend on May 31st, and the EX date was July 24th. So that's like almost 2 months before. So there is no set time frame for when they announce as to when they actually pay the EX, actually when they have the dividend and when they have to do payment dates. So I think of that as one of those trivial things. You're gonna give me a dividend, great, fine. Let me know when it gets to my account.
Okay. Then you answered all my questions. Thank you so much.
All right, Hakuna, you have a great day, and we'll chat. We'll chat with you another time. And I still want to get a look at that manual you're putting together.
Yeah, I'm writing it here. You see.
All right, you got it. All righty. All right, so
Okay.
all right, so Kelly from North Carolina. I'd like to hear how the trade goes. Hakuna, can you turn that off? I don't quite know how to turn that off.
Yeah.
All right, thanks. All right, so Kelly from North Carolina, I want to find out how it goes for you tomorrow night. Okay, I'm sure other people here want to know how that goes for you tomorrow night. Old dog, explain when the trade goes against you. Wow. All right, let's take a look. When the trade goes against you, I'm going to pull up Target, only because Target went against me last year. It did. Okay, so I bought Target last July at 135. All right. First week I sold the 135 call option. Yeah, got a nice fat premium. Wonderful. Week number 2, exact same thing. Got a nice premium. Week number 3, all of a sudden she starts to drop. Let's see exactly where she was. So at the beginning of August of last year, we're down to 132. Well, the 135s aren't going to give me that nice fat premium anymore because it's too far away. But I'm still selling the 135s. And a couple weeks later, we're down to 124, and I still have the stock at 135. So I'm not selling the 135s because they have no value left. But at 124, I'm selling the 130s, okay, which is 5 or 6 strikes out of the money. It's a safer bet, not the big fat premium that I like to get, but still I'll give you the cow analogy, okay? So if I buy a cow and the cow gives me a gallon of milk every week, hey, great, fine, wonderful, I love it. Now, what happens if the cow only gives me half a gallon? Do I get rid of it? No. I keep it and I say, oh, well, maybe next week. Okay, next week maybe he gives me a quart. Ah, damn it, well, maybe next week. Now, there's simple rules to this strategy. Okay, now you gotta remember where it came from. Okay, my daughter was 9 years old in 2008, and she wanted to do trading. I said, okay, fine. How do I create a trading strategy for a 9-year-old little girl? Number 1, it has to be simple. Number 2, it has to be safe, predictable, consistent. And number 5 is the big one. No way that she can lose. Because you know what happens if a 9-year-old girl loses money? Yeah, daddy's going to feel like crap. And then you know what happens even worse than that? Mom gets involved. What happens then? Well, the couch, well, actually, it is kind of comfortable and quiet. But you get my meaning, okay? I didn't want to see my daughter cry. So, simple, safe, predictable, consistent, no way for her to lose. That's the 5 criteria I had come up with. Okay, so along with that comes 5 simple rules. 5 simple rules. Rule number 1, never buy something you do not want to hold long term. Go into the transaction as if, hey, I'm going to buy this, I'm going to hold it forever. That's what you want to go, the mentality you want to go in with. Because you just might have to. Granted, I only want to hold it for 5 days. Jump in on Monday, get out on Friday. That's ideal. Does it always happen that way? No. I held Target last year for 6 months. I didn't want to. I held Kimberly Clark for 9 months. 9 months. Okay? I bought it, she dropped, floated around the bottom for a little bit, came back up, then I sold it. Okay? So, rule number 1, never buy something you don't want to hold long term. Rule number 2, never sell at a loss. It defeats the whole purpose. Rule number 3, make sure the company has consistent dividend increases. Now, a dividend is one of the key factors to our strategy here. When you're just going to make a presentation on understanding options in general, yeah, John, I'm going to, but I got to get to why we're here and how the whole thing works. All right, so a little bit of patience. Thanks, John, and you're new here. So as I was saying, never sell at a loss defeats the purpose. Make sure it has, rule number 3, make sure it has weekly options, because weekly options allows me to get a weekly cash flow, and that's what I'm looking for. Okay, right. 1 is never buy something you don't want to hold. Never sell a loss. Make sure it has plenty of dividends. Now, a dividend is nothing more than the profits that the company gives to the shareholders. So if the company is consistently profitable, well, then they will consistently increase their dividends to the shareholders. That's why I like 20 years of increased dividends. That means the company's profitable. They're doing something right. Why not put my money there? Rule number 5 is make sure the numbers work. Now, what do I mean by make sure the numbers work? Well, let's go to one of my favorite stocks, and that would be Macy's. Macy's is a little interesting because she was down today, but it is what it is. All right, first thing I always want to see before I do anything is, where's the high, where's the low, where was it, where is it, and which direction is it going? 5 things I want to see. High, low, where was it, where is it? Now, it should take not even 2 or 3 seconds. High, low, where was it, where is it? Okay? Then I want to check the numbers. What am I buying it for? Well, you have the last price, which is the last price that was traded. The bid, if I own the stock, that's what I can sell it for. The ask, that's what I'm going to buy it for. After that, you have the volume, how many shares traded, the open, the high, and the low. They're pretty much self-explanatory. Okay? So after that, if I'm buying it for $16.80, right? Now I want to be able to sell it to someone else through what is called a covered call. Now, a covered call is one of the safest trading strategies there is. So that safe trading strategy is going to allow me to buy it at $16.80. The closest strike price is going to be the 17. Now, the 17 at this moment in time. Hey, Milton just joined us. How's it going there, Milton? The 17 is selling for 30 cents per share. So if you get 100 shares, that's 37 bucks. 1,000 shares, that's 370 bucks. But let's see, let's see what the rate of return is, because that's what we're here for. We want to get a safe, predictable, consistent rate of return. So we grab our calculator. Now, if my profit selling the 17s is going to be 30 cents a share, well, I'm going to take 30 cents a share, and I'm going to divide it by my purchase price, because that's how you figure out what your profit is, what you're buying it for, what your profit is, what is the difference. Now, 30 cents, I'm going to divide it by the $16.80. Divide it by $16.80. It gives a grand total of 1.78% for the week. John Kennedy, I see you still got that nails. Yes, I do. Yeah. 1.78%. Now, I don't remember who it was that was questioning my 1% scenario on a weekly basis. Okay, this trade right here from Macy's is 1.78%. Okay, great. Now, you could take a look at the difference, because if the stock is above 17 come next Friday, well, I already got my 1.78%. Great, but what else am I getting? I'm getting the difference between the purchase price, $16.80, and the 17, which is an additional 20 cents per share. Well, now I'm up to almost 3% for the week. Great, but what happens if the stock is down? Because that's what's going to happen to you. You're going to buy it, and it's going to go down. Or you're going to buy it, and it's going to go up. It's a 50-50 chance in the morning. It's going to go up, it's going to go down. Now, I like to put the odds in my favor. What do I mean by that? Well, stocks have a tendency to move up in value when the dividend is coming, usually 2 weeks before the dividend. So if I'm looking at a good quality dividend stocks 2 weeks before the dividend, and I see a pattern, okay, because I love patterns, okay, if I see a pattern that looks like this, okay, 30 days ago she's down, then she's up, now she's down here, we got 1 day of the upside. I like 2 days of the upside to isolate a 30-day bottom, because you can only have one 30-day top, and you can only have one 30-day bottom. So what usually happens at a 30-day top? Well, there's usually profit taking. Some people want to call it a correction. Some people want to call it a pullback. I want to call it for what it is. If you're down here at 1840 and she shoots up to 2040, that's a $2 move. What does that mean? $2 move? No. It's an $18 stock. She goes up to 20. That's a $2 move. That is a 10% gain in 4 or 5 days. Now, as an investor, I'm telling you right now, I see a 10% gain. Hell yeah, I'm taking my profit, say thank you very much, see you later. But here's the thing. You get all these people taking their profits. Well, now she drops down. Then you get your retracement. All right, and then she drops down some more. Now here we are here, well, whatever this day is, that is our new 30-day bottom. So what usually happens after a 30-day bottom? You have a 10% increase, another, what is it, 24 to 18, that's $2.40. That's another 10% drop. So you get a 10% increase, a 10% drop. Okay? Now people thinking this is cheap. So when you find the bottom, now remember, you're going to make money in the stock market buying low and selling high. Now if you follow a stock and you watch it here, 2 days to the upside, you jump in, great, you take your profits, get on out. Once you get a new bottom, turns around, goes back up again, that's when you jump back in. But make sure you're always looking at that question number one. Never buy something you don't want to hold long term. So the big question is, do I like Macy's? Do I like Macy's at $16.80? Am I willing to hold on to it? Well, Macy's has been around for over 100 years. Okay, they used to be a dividend king. They got stores everywhere. Yeah, they're having a little bit issue now. That's only because the current administration is not prosecuting theft. I'm sure if they were, it'd be a total different story. All right, so let's go through some of these questions. I got 76 questions to go through. So let's go. TikToky, how are you? We have to talk, dude. I'm a little unhappy with the service you're giving me. Doug, I need ice cream. Oh, I like ice cream. Rich Bruner, good evening. How are you today? What's the outlook on SoFi? Okay, now, I don't like SoFi, and there's a reason why I don't like SoFi. Let's go here really quick. We're going to go to right here, SoFi. We're going to go to Yahoo Finance, and we're going to put SoFi in there. And here's the big reason I don't like SoFi. You see it? Now, for those of you who don't know, the screen behind me is live on YouTube. So you can go sit in front of your big screen TV in your living room or your computer, your laptop, whatever, but you're not going to see these numbers on a phone. But here's what it says right here. There are no dividends in the selected time period. So if I only trade dividend stocks, why would I waste my time looking at SoFi? I honestly really don't care about capital appreciation. People have a difficult time with that. So what do you mean you don't care about capital appreciation? Well, I don't. Okay, all I want to know two things, the two things only for any stock I look at. How consistent are they with their dividend increases? Because if they're consistent with their increases, it means they're consistently profitable. It's logic. Why do I have to read the annual report or the quarterly reports or any of that crap? If they're increasing their dividend every single year, and the dividend is a portion of the profits the company gives to the investors, well, it's logical if it increases every year, well, they're consistently profitable. Okay, that's the only ones I want to look at. Those, and make sure they have weekly options. Now, there are over 300 companies that actually have that, weekly options and consistent dividend increases. Let me give you, if you got a pencil, piece of paper, I'm going to give you a list real quick. You ready? Dividend Kings. Okay, go to Google, do a search. Dividend Kings list 2024. Okay, Dividend Aristocrats list 2024. Dividend Champions list 2024. Dividend Contenders list 2024. And then we can't forget Warren Buffett's list 2024. There you have 300 companies that have consistently increased their dividends for more than 2 decades. Okay, most companies don't make it past the first 5 years. What is it, 1 in 1,000 that makes it to 10 years? So how many companies actually get to 20 years? And then not just 20 years, but 20 years of consistent profits. And profits that they're actually sharing with their investors. Simone, how are you? Call KD. Doug wants me to call KD. All right, I'll give her a buzz. Simone, hopefully not got into INTC. What's going on with INTC? And I think I got rid of my INTC last week. No, big drop. I like big drops. Simone, really, I do. Because you got Intel. Intel's a big company. They've been around for a while, okay? It's almost like a household name brand. All right, so here's your high right here, 37. And then she drops down here to 29. That's an $8 move. That's a 20% drop. John, I'm watching your YouTube channel where you are showing your screen and With you, the upper left. Uh-oh. I gotta go back to that. With you in the upper left of the screen corner, I see it. Oh, let's do that one again. Hold on. I get to read it all. My cell phone, I have a 6. Okay. All right, John, I have no idea what you're talking about. No, I get it. You're watching it on YouTube on your screen. Great. All right, so as I was saying, Simone, I like this. Okay? 30 days ago, we're here at 31. All right? Then she shoots up to a little over 37. And then she drops back down to 29. Well, great. Well, I'm not going to buy it there, but I am going to keep my eye on it because I like Intel. Now, as soon as Intel finds its bottom, it looked great. Okay, so once Intel finds its bottom, now how do I can tell a bottom? Well, for me, now you guys got to figure it out yourself. For me, it's a 30-day bottom and 2 days to the upside. Okay, look it over here. The last 30-day bottom right over here, 30.25. Okay, there's your 30-day bottom, 2 days to the upside, and then she just kept on going. That's for me. You guys got to figure out what is right for you. If you like just 1 day to the upside and then jump in, hey, great. Okay, I like 2 days to the upside and then jump in. Neil, Heis hard to understand. Okay, all right. So that being said, let's keep on going. Ooh, Doug, you like shorting Tesla. Cool beans. Have fun with that one. Sheila, Frisco. Okay, oh, Finance Bro, he averaging 1% off the premiums. He shares his work. Yep, Doug. Someone do me a favor, get rid of Doug. Intel destroyed me today. Demone, sorry about that. Michael, David Robinson. Dude, I tried calling you today. A real quant would know better or isn't really smart. It cheated on the test. Okay. No Dougs, please. All right, Chad. How's he doing, Chad? QQQ. Okay, good for you. Simone, I have a small amount of Intel. Glad so little. Subway. Doug. All right, no one's getting rid of Doug. I'm going to get rid of Doug. All right, now you guys, my monitors, you guys aren't doing your job. All right. Uh-oh, I missed some. What names are you going to be looking to play in the near future targets for you? Ooh, good question. You can cut a losing trade. Yeah, but that's more time and energy. Okay, so you guys got to remember a few things. Number one, if I sat in front of, now, this is just me speaking here. If I sat in front of my computer all day, I probably could make more than 1 or 2% per week. Probably could. But at some point in time, some point in your life, you got to figure out what's more valuable to me. Peace of mind, freedom of time, or money. What's up with Doug? John, I have no idea. He's spewing all kinds of crap. Oh. If you sold covered calls on a stock, how do you figure the cost basis? Well, here's the thing. Okay, the cost basis goes something like this. When you first buy it, $23.56 is the current price at this moment in time. See it? $23.56. Okay? Now, that's your cost basis, $23.56. Now, if I sell a covered call, let's say I do the 24s for $5. Holy cow. And I get the $5. Well, now my cost basis is going to be $23.56 minus the $5. So what is that? $18.56? That's my new cost basis. Okay? And if I don't sell it this week and I sell another call next week, all right, and I get another premium, well, then that again decreases my cost basis. Your cost basis always changes depending on how many times your dollar cost average or how many times you sell a covered call against it. Gang 99. Such bad advice. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Your favorite stock is Macy's. This has to be satire, right? Well, gang, I'm not 100% sure. You know what? Just for the fun of it, and, There is no Doug. Yeah, not there. Okay, just for the fun of it, let's go in and take a look at how many times I actually bought Macy's this year. Okay, so I have all my trades posted online. So here we go. We're going to slide all the way down. All right. Current trades for 2024, right there. So we're going to view them all, and then we're going to run through them really quick because we are currently in week number 31. So I'm going to give a count from week 31, all right? And I actually do have some Macy's this week. Okay, so week number 1. Okay, I'm just going to go through them really quick. Okay, Macy's, General Motors, Ford, CVS. Macy's, week number 1. Week number 2, Macy's again. Week number 3, Macy's again. Week number 4, Macy's. Week number 5, Macy's. Oh, that's 5 times. Week number 6, Macy's. Week number 7, Macy's. Week number 8, Macy's. Week number 9, Macy's. Week number 10, Macy's. Week number 11, oh, I don't have Macy's for week number 11. Don't have it on week number 12. Don't have it on week number 13. Week number 14, Macy's. Week number 15, Macy's. Week number 16, Macy's. Week number 17, Macy's. Week number 18, Macy's. I could go on and on and on. I trade Macy's almost every single week. And almost every single week, Macy's gives me anywhere between 1.5% and 3% every week since the beginning of the year. Now, I also have in my little repertoire somewhere these little thingy who's me jiggered what's its. Every week I do a trade. Okay, it's 520, 521, 522, 524. Okay, so that's the week of, that's the 19th week of the year. Okay, Lowe's, AEO, Bitto, Win, Marathon, MPW. Okay, those are all the positions I have for that week. All right, next week, come on. Okay, here we go again. Lowe's, Paramount, Win, The Gap, Kohl's, Marathon, MPW, Bitto, and AEO. So they're all there, week 1 to week 30. I think, wait a minute, week 30 is not on here yet. So week 1 to week 29. I haven't put up week 30s yet. But here's the thing. I share 2 accounts with you guys publicly. You can take a look at any one of my trades. I don't hide anything. Okay, account number 1. I started out with $117,000 at the beginning of the year. I've taken out $28,000 in cash because, you know, we have living expenses. But the return year to date is 46.1%. And we're only in week number 31. And that's 46% so far since the beginning of the year. But account number 2. Account number 2 is a margin account, and I do suggest you guys do not do a margin account until you understand the risks of a margin account, because I'm actually borrowing money from the broker. So it's $100,000 in cash, $100,000 in margin. Okay, and this particular account is currently up 69% for the year. So if you want to check the numbers, it's right there on the webpage. All right, and if you don't want to check the numbers from last year, the year before, the year before, well, look what I got for you. Hold on a second. Check it out, my podcast. Give it a second, give it a second. There it is, Dividend Stock Talk. Now, you can take a look. There's over 900 episodes, okay? Every trading day, I do a live podcast, and I actually physically trade and do the live podcast as I'm trading. So I'm not hiding anything. Okay, so I've been doing this for 4 years. So you have 4 years worth of trades on there. Now the reason why there's 4 years of this and only 6 months of the live video is because I didn't learn how to use the video camera, well, to do TikTok live and the other lives until just recently this year. So all that being said, the numbers are there. You don't believe it? Hey, that's a problem. You have to deal with yourself. You know, 1 + 1 = 2, no matter what, no matter where you come from. All right, so let's go some more of these questions. Good. She'll have premium plus strike price break even. Blah blah blah. All right, Gang 99. You don't have any experience to fake finance guy. Okay, I have no idea what that means. Good. If it goes above break even, you'll probably lose your shares. If below, probably keep. Okay, I'm not 100% sure what he means by that. Gang, buddy, I day trade your net worth in 2 hours daily. Time frame. Okay, gang, nicely done. All right, John, dividend earnings. I very rarely collect dividends, believe it or not. But I did collect dividends about 5 or 6 times this year. But most of the times it's just premiums. OMG, Tony Hawk. Yeah. Can you sell the option on Monday, get the premium, and then sell the stock yourself on Tuesday? Yes, but you have to buy the option back. Once you buy a stock, you own it. You can do anything you want with it. But once you sell an option against it, a covered call, you actually sold your rights away until that option expires. Okay, so once that option expires, well, then you can sell it. Okay, you can't just buy the stock, sell someone the option, and then sell the stock. No, it doesn't work that way. Different kids have different trading strategies, and that's okay. Jerry Beard, I like it when you call me a kid. Way to go. Purcell, no, the broker holds the shares unless you negate by buying a call to cancel it. I think I said that, something to that effect. Okay, you can't sell something until you release the. It's kind of like when you buy a brand new car. Yeah, you own the new car, but if you didn't pay cash for it and you actually took a loan out on it, you can't sell it the very next day until you get the lien released from the bank. Kind of the same scenario. We can't see the chart. Hey, Frisco. Hold on a second. Mara, find a new bottom today? Ooh, Damon, we're going to take a look at that. But Frisco, okay, this chart right here, this is live on YouTube. Okay, so if you're at home in your nice comfy chair, put it up on the big screen and you'll be able to see the numbers. That's why I have just the screen itself live on YouTube, so you can actually see some numbers. Because if I point the numbers right here, you probably can't see them. I mean, they're so small. And it's a big screen, okay? Do you buy stocks or options? Okay, Free Palestine, number one. I don't buy options. I sell options. I buy a stock and I sell an option against it, and it's called a covered call. It's one of the safest trading strategies there is. So I like doing it. It's consistently profitable, so why not? Michael David, Frisco, go on YouTube, look up 10-minute trader. There's 2 lives. Yep, you're correct. All right, Larry, is the business losing money when you make a profit? Okay, I'm not 100% sure what you mean by that, Larry. Yeah, I don't get that one. The business losing money when you make a profit. No, I'm lost on that one. Michael Chunko. I have calls at 22.50, sold the 22.50s, and rolled over shows 21-cent credit instead of the 21.50 calls. Okay, Mike. Oh, so the calls went down. All right, so you sold it for 21. Now it's worth 6. Okay, cool. How much do you recommend starting off with when you're trading for beginners? All right, Gabby. Now I can't tell you what to do. For one, what I usually tell people when they're first starting out, you've played Monopoly before, I'm sure. You're basically going to do the exact same thing in the stock market. You're going to open up a paper trading account and you're just going to trade. Okay, and then you're going to get good at it before you put any real money into it. You don't want to make any risks whatsoever. Okay, so take a look. Does it make sense? And then buy only what you know and what you understand. Rule number 1, never buy something you don't know or you don't understand. Rule number 2, never sell at a loss. It defeats the purpose. Rule number 3, make sure there's enough increased dividends. I personally like 20 years of increased dividends. And there's over 300 companies that have that kind of longevity to their dividend increases. Okay? And then rule number 5, make sure the numbers work. Can you please repeat the list? Okay, the list is Dividend Kings, Dividend Aristocrats, Dividend Champions, Dividend Contenders, and Warren Buffett's list. Now, the heck's that name? The one who raised them. Oh, the one who raised them. Interesting name. Now, every single one of my recordings is saved on YouTube. So you can go to YouTube and you have two recordings today. We have just the screen by itself, and then me standing in front of the screen. That goes on to YouTube. Now I have videos on YouTube that go all the way back 12 years ago. Basically me saying the exact same thing. Ooh, that would be fun, because I know somebody here wants to take a look at it. Okay, not that, right here. I want to go there. And then I want to go up. Here's all my social media. Okay, we're going to go to YouTube. Okay, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, you know, all those kind of nice things done. And then we're going to look at videos. Okay, the 10-minute trader. See that? You can do research on the 10-minute trader. You'll see if I own this website for over 20 years. Okay, not that I bought it. I actually created and so on. Okay, so here she is. When I see I created it for my 9-year-old daughter, okay, when she was 9, this is what we did. But here she's 11, so it was 11 years ago. So take a look at this.
Hi, I'm JC, and as you being part of my internet website called Thingy, which my dad doesn't let me call it that, but I do.
Seriously. By picking just one company per month, just one. January, February, March, that's 12.
Okay, so that's 12 years ago. All right? So saying the exact same thing I'm saying now, but I'm standing in front of a whiteboard because we didn't have, you know, a computer that actually had the capabilities of doing what we wanted to do, which was, if you can see close enough, seeing all the stocks and then seeing the calendar and then how many stocks were available, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. So I've been doing the exact same thing for quite a while, and you can actually see it on my YouTube pages. Look at the older videos. All right. Let's get to look at some Intel 23. Can you please repeat the list? We already did that. Intel canceled dividends. Did they really? Hold that thought. INTC. Okay. So we're going to take a look at. Okay. August. Okay. See, I have a little bit of a problem with people telling me stuff. Wow, what happened in 12 years? Yeah. I lost some of my hair. I'm not as fun to be with. I don't know. So somebody just said that Intel cut their dividends. Well, they did. They were at 37, and then they cut it to 39, which they cut it by 60%. Okay, that's a question you guys have to wrestle with yourselves. Okay, so they cut the dividends. So do I cut them off the list? Well, here's the thing. Now, 3M cut their dividends. All right, I still trade them. They're still over 100 years old. Okay, they're over 100 years old. Why wouldn't I trade them? Okay, Intel, they may not be 100 years old, but they are a household name, and the numbers that they're giving me, check a look at the numbers, they're just freaking crazy. Okay, so fine, if I'm going to buy it at $23.56, sell up to 24s and get $5. Do you know what $5 is on a $29 stock? Okay, clear. $5 on the 24. Because remember, look, here's the number right here. Okay, 23.56. The 24s are going for $5. Okay, so we take $5 and we divide it by the purchase price, 23.56, and that comes to a grand total of 21%. That can't be right. Now, that's how you do the math, but that can't be right. Okay, seriously, it can't be. All right, it would be nice if it was. Now, come Monday morning, all these numbers are going to change. They're not going to change hugely. You know, the last trade was 29.05. That's weird. The last trade is 29.05, but the bid is 23.55 and 23.56. That's a big drop, unless they are currently doing aftermarket trading. So we won't know until the morning to find out exactly what the numbers are going to be. Yeah, so those numbers aren't correct. Sorry. John, you should see mine. I'm 70% bald and 1 foot in the grave, and the other one poorhouse. Okay. All right, John. John, next time make it a little bit shorter because the caption shows up on the screen for a couple of seconds, it disappears. I don't get to read the whole thing. Okay, what about Ford? Well, let's take a look at Ford. Now, just to let you know, I do have some Ford. I don't have any Intel. I had Intel last week, and I sold it last week. Okay. So, Ford. Last trade 1069, bid 1067, the ask 1069. Okay, where's the high, the low, where was it, where is it, what direction is going, blah, 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 all that kind of nice, neat, fun stuff. Now let's take a look at the numbers. If I buy it at 1069, what's the closest? The closest is going to be 1050. Well, that's going for 28 cents. Well, I'm losing 19 cents right off the top because look at the price. 1069 is 19 cents over 1050. Jennifer Williams, how you doing over here, Miss Jennifer? Nice to see you. Okay, so if I'm buying it for 1069, selling it for 1050, I'm losing 19 cents. Well, you take 19 cents off of this 28, and you're walking away with not enough, apparently. So 9 from there, it would be 19, 10, you're walking away with 9 cents. Yeah, the number just doesn't work there. Yeah, the 11s. Yeah, not going to work there either. So when I say, first thing, take a look at the chart, the high, the low, where was it, or is it, and see if it's okay. All right, so it's adequate, it's not perfect, but then take a look at the number. If I'm buying at 1069, selling the 1050s, well, I'm not making my 1%. So I like Ford, but not this week. Okay, I like Ford, but not this week. That's what it comes down to. Okay, I like the company, but the numbers aren't working this week. So let's go to the next one. What do we have next? Amazon Vegas Nights. Sorry, I don't do Amazon. Amazon does not share their profits, so why would I waste my time with them? If it works for you, great, more power to you. I don't like them because, number one, they're not profitable. Number two, they have no dividends. Is PSK on your list? What the heck is PSK? Now, there's an indicator right there. If I have to ask what the heck it is, it's usually a no because it's a monthly. Okay, which means I can only do covered calls once a month, and there's only 12 months in the year, which means no, because weekly options gives me the opportunity to have 52 covered calls a year, not 12. And you know, I'm not a college graduate, but I do know 52 is better than 12. Okay. Iron had a pretty red week, but I sold out of the money calls, and now they're up 98%. Okay, I'm not quite sure if that's good or bad because, you know, if I was seeing your screen and knowing what you're talking about, it might be a different thing. Okay, but if you're okay with it, great. If you're not okay with it, hey, it is what it is. All right, CMG. I missed all these questions. Ask Jeeves, hi, what happened today with stocks? Yeah, I like that same question. Oh, PSX. Isn't that Phillips 66? PSX. Phillips 66, see? I do trade that one. Okay, so quickly, high, low, where was it, where is it, what direction is it going? It looks like it might be a no. Yeah, it's going to be a no, but let's take a look. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not a no, it's just not this week, all right? So 143.16. The 143s are going for $1.40 to 175. So you might be able to get your 1% out of there because you get your bid at 140 and you get the ask at 175. That's a big spread. So you might, you know, do the trade and say, hey, I want 143. I want my 1%. Could happen. You never know. But if I did that, next I want to take a look at the high, the low, where was it, where is it? So let's take a look at the last 30 days. Because the last 30 days gives me a good idea of where it's going next week. Because it's all based on buying patterns by us, the buyers and sellers. So 30 days ago, we're at 142. We dropped down to 132, okay, and did a $10 increase, okay, 132 to 142. That's $10. It doesn't look like it. Look at it. From here, 132 to 142, or 143. Yeah, 143. A nice move. Little pullback, and then she shoots up from 136 to 150. Well, yeah, there's going to be profit taking, and this profit taking is probably going to take us for another week or two. So I like Phillips, and we're going to write Phillips down for not for this week, not for next week, but the week after. Okay? Because what we want to see is we want to give it plenty of time to make the move, and we only have one day left this week. I mean, how much movement can it make? it can make that move, but who knows? But we'll look at it tomorrow morning or tomorrow night. So somebody remind me tomorrow night. We're gonna look at Phillips 66. Okay, and then we have all next week. So by next week, she should drop down further and then get ready to turn around to go back up. Well, I like Phillips 66, so we're gonna write that down. PSX. Oops. I'll get back to today. Yep, here we are today. All right. So that's Phillips 66. Great. Damon Mara. Since new bottom, I not covered. I'm already 1% up. Keep holding. All right, Damon. Cool. Gabby, or G Baby. How much do you recommend starting out with when trading options as a beginner? G Baby, I'm going to tell you, the best thing to do is educate yourself first. Okay, I'm here every night. Keep coming back, learn as much as you can. There are other people out there too. You can learn from them too. But before you put any money into anything, make sure you know what you're doing. That's why I always encourage. I don't make recommendations, but I encourage people to get a paper trading account or a virtual account. That way you can practice. Now, I've been trading for 20 years. I still have a virtual account because there's still trades I like to be able to experiment with without losing any money. All right, not full screen tonight on YouTube. Checked 3 times. Wow, checked 3 times and it's not working, huh? All right, where are we? Right there. YouTube. Live. Okay, so this one is live right here, and this one is live right here. That's me standing in front of the screen, and that's just the screen. Okay, there's 2 of them. Okay, there's always 2 because, you know, once you click on this one here. Live. Yep, that's the one.
Okay, so this one is live right here, and this one is live right here. That's me standing in front of the screen, and that's just the screen. Okay, there's 2 of them.
Okay, yeah, so there is 2 of them on YouTube. So, sorry you couldn't find it, but it's there. Okay. Sheila, I know you don't trade Amazon, but can we look at it? Why are the premiums so high? Okay, AMZN. Only because you asked nice, Sheila. AMZN. Here we go. 184.07. All right, now more than likely, the reason why it's so high, because check out the numbers. The last traded price 184.07. Okay, that same with the chart. But look at the bid and the ask. 171.30, 171.40. There's more than likely having after hours trading on it. And when you have after hours trading, all this crap doesn't mean anything. Because it's a whole different set of game rules to the after hours trading and the pre-market hour trading. So that's the best I can tell you there, Sheila. So you'd have to wait until tomorrow when the market is live and these things are more accurate. Okay, so these things aren't 100% accurate at this time of day, outside of trader hours. We got 8 more questions. Ask Jays, what happened to stocks today? All right, we already asked that question. I really don't know. I saw a lot of my positions go down, is what it is. Now, when I say I don't look at the stock market as much as you think I do, I have no clue what's going on. I won't know until tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock when we sign in to take a look at our positions that we bought on Monday. Because when I say the 10-minute trader, I like to be true to my word, and I don't actually look at my personal account before. Like, I'm not going to spend 3 or 4 hours studying everything and then tell you it only takes an hour. It only takes 10 to 15 minutes. No, that's disingenuous. I don't believe in that. So in the morning, when I sign into the to the morning call, because we have a live trading group, I sign in and I look at my account the exact same time you guys are looking at my account. So you know exactly how much time I spend. And although if I did sit in front of my computer longer, I'd probably make more money. But like I said earlier, at some point in time, money loses its appeal, right? And then you're after a peace of mind, time with kids and grandkids, time watching the grass grow, watching movies, reflecting on old memories, you know, stuff like that. That's what happens when you retire. You get to do a lot of nothing. Okay. All right, how do I sell the option without owning 100 shares of a company? Oh, Father of Dragons, that's really not that difficult to do. However, it's going to cost you a lot of money because that's called naked selling. DSK, really? What the heck is DSK? I'm not ignoring the question. DSK is going to be a no. Sorry, dude. So you can sell options without owning the stock. It's called naked options. But you still have to take a big fat chunk of money and put it on hold. So it's kind of like, all right, you want to do it? Fine. Take $100,000, put it over here, sell the options against it. We're going to hold this just in case it goes the wrong way. So covered calls, when you buy the stock, you can sell it. They don't really care because you're covered. You own it. You're selling an opportunity for someone to buy it from you. Okay? When you sell just the option by itself without the stock behind it, well, you're selling nothing. And they want to make sure that in case something goes wrong, that there's money to cover that nothingness that you're selling. So you can do it, but you have to qualify for it. And I believe that's level 5, because covered calls are level 1. That's easy. You know, spreads are level 2, level 3. But level 5 is naked calls and naked puts. You know, you're doing it on your word, so to speak. Larry, have you ever bought a stock and the company went bankrupt? Are you insured for your investment? Ooh, that's an excellent question. And the answer is going to be no, I've never had that privilege. Wait a second. Yes, because I remember when, what was that bank that went bankrupt over at something Citibank, over in California. Anyway, the bank went bankrupt. I owned some of those shares because I was watching for the dead cat bounce, because when it drops, I have a tendency to bounce back up. Yeah, that happened. Yeah, you lose your money if the company goes bankrupt. Okay, so that's why I say never buy something you don't want to own long term. Okay, so when I look at companies like Ford, General Motors, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Globe Life, well, you know what? Well, let's pull up a list. So I just kind of give you a taste of what I'm talking about. Okay, Bank Mellon, Caterpillar, Lowe's, Kinder Morgan, Pfizer, Procter & Gamble, General Electric, AT&T, General Mills, Verizon, MasterCard, Cardinal Health. You know, these companies have been around for a long time. SWKS, big difference. You missed SWKS. Skyworks, interesting. It has weekly options. However, I've never heard of Skyworks, and there's usually a reason when I don't buy a stock. SWKS. Okay. Skyworks Solutions. Okay. They have dividends. Only 10 years worth of dividends. So that's a question you need to ask yourself. Okay, if a company has 10 years of dividends, is that good enough for you? Well, now you open up a whole new can of worms, because once you draw back your requirements for a stock that you're interested in, well, you're going to have a whole bunch more to look at. Now, I have my parameters set at 20 years of increased dividends. Yeah, dividend contender. Okay, so I have mine set at 20 years or more. Okay, that's 300 companies I got to keep track of. Okay, now, if you're going to 10 years or more, yeah, you're getting a lot more than 300. So I just say no. Amazon premiums high because of earnings. Could very well be. Bilbo. Sheila, earnings August 1st on Amazon. Why the premiums are high? It could very well be. Father of Dragons, would you use credit spreads? Ooh, I like credit spreads. Ask Jeeves. Hi. Do we know why stocks plummeted today? That's like the 4th or 5th time someone's asked that exact same question. Flag fish on. If you have 5 stocks that fit your criteria, do you buy all 5 or put your money into one? All right, flag fish on. I like to keep diversified. Okay, so one account, I'll have 5 or 6 positions. I will never, ever, ever, for the rest of my life, put all my eggs in one basket. Okay? I lost $91,000 in a week because I put all my eggs in one basket. And I thought I was so smart. And turns out I wasn't. It's just one of those things. And just to let you know, it's funny now, but when it happened, I couldn't sleep for a week. I felt like a failure, 91,000. That's more money than most people make in a year. Denzel, how are you today? All right, Secretariat, James, you don't understand. See Intel after hours and read news. All right, Secretariat. Now, I understand what you're saying. It makes perfect sense. Honestly, it really does. But you're missing the big picture of the simplicity of the strategy. Simplicity of the strategy is basically never buy something you don't want to own long term. Never sell at a loss. Keep it simple, keep it safe, and make sure all the numbers work. So yeah, after hours, a bunch of crap probably happening. But guess what? Absolutely nothing I can do about it after hours, and then I have to wait and look at it in the morning to see what happens. So regardless of what the news is, it's really not going to affect the situation tomorrow morning. Because when I turn the computer on tomorrow morning, well, I'm going to see what happened. Did your wife want her half? No, actually, funny thing is, when my wife left me, she says, you can have everything as long as you don't fight me for custody of the kids. I said, well, that's a no-brainer. What kind of a judge is going to give me custody of the kids? And she's an absolute delightful person. She really is. Everybody loves her. Well, 20% drop on Intel. Yeah, I see that. INTC. Okay. So, a few people have a concern about the 20% drop in Intel. Me, I think it's freaking awesome. Why do I think it's awesome? Well, I like Intel. Okay? We see where it was 30 days ago at 31. Okay, great. She shoots up to 37, which is a $6 move. And by the way, who decides if the stock has weekly, monthly options volume? That's probably up to the market maker, to be totally honest with you. He said, who decides whether or not the company has weekly or monthly options? That probably have to do with the company or the market maker. That I honestly don't know the answer to. And that's interesting. That's a question I didn't know the answer to. All right, so take a look. What we're looking at. 30 days ago, we're at 31. Okay, she jumped up to 37. Okay, it doesn't sound like a lot, but my friends, that is a 20% increase. Okay, great, 20% increase. Well, you get all your profit taken. Here it goes. There goes all your profit taken right there. Now, yesterday, she was at, let's bring the damn thing up. 30.69. So what happened today to make it drop from 30 down to 29? And that's not a big drop at all. From $30.69 to 29 bucks. That's only $1.65, $1.64. That's not a big drop at all. Okay? But from the 30-day high to where it is now, well, yeah, they had 20% up, 20% down. Great. It's going to lurk around here for a little bit. We are going to keep our eye on this. I'm going to write it down for next week. It's not going to do us any good tomorrow. Actually, it is on the list for next week. Sorry, it's already on the list for next week. Because we've been watching it this week. We've been watching it fall, 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 fall. And then we were thinking to ourselves, okay, I think those were like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, something like that. Monday's here. Tuesday, Wednesday, we saw it falling. And last week, we saw it falling also. Intel earnings call layoffs employees. Yeah, probably. So she drops. Now we're going to be looking for the bottom. When I find the bottom, you bet your ass I'm going to jump in and take it up. I'm only going to go up 1%. That's it. Because you want to know what? There's a lot of companies doing the exact same thing. They go up, they go down, and guess what? They go up, and then they go down again. And then they go up, and they go down. They do not come to your house, wash your dishes. They do not fold your laundry. They do not make your bed, put little candies on your pillows at night. No. Stocks go up, stocks go down. That's all they do. They go up, they go down. They go up, they go down. Look at any stock. I've never, ever, ever seen a stock just go straight up. Never. Doesn't happen. At some point, someone's going to say, hey, I want my freaking profits. Thank you very much. Okay, I'm a buyer, I'm a seller. I buy, I sell. When I see a 20% profit, hell yeah, I'm going to take my profit. If I see it drop down 20%, now I'm going to watch it so I can do it again. Because what's it going to do next week? Well, it's either going to keep going down or it's going to find the bottom, turn around, and go back up again. That's all they do. They go down, they go up. They go down, they go up. Intel suspended dividends. Oh, yeah. No, they didn't. Today. Well, I would have to take that into consideration. Ernie, Apple. You know, you're the first person to suggest Apple in a couple of days. But let's take a gander at Apple. Interesting. First thing I want to see, always, 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 the high, the low, where was it, where is it, what direction is it going? I want to take a look at this right here. This is where we are right now, and this looks interesting. It doesn't look like anything now from where you guys are seeing it, but as we zoom into it, it's going to bring in a whole different light. Now, I like the chart. Okay, fine. Let's take a look at the numbers. The last trade, 218.36. The bid, 219.50 by 219.65. So if I'm buying it at 219.65, I'm going to be looking at the 220. Well, the 220 is going for 480. 480 on a 220 stock, that's a 2% trade. 2% a week, that's over 100% a year. But let's take it 1 week at a time. Okay, first off, here's the bottom right here for the year. Here's the top for the year. Well, she pulled back. What's she going to do next? That's what I'm kind of curious. All right, a year ago, 195. Bottomed out middle of April at 163.76. Topped out in the middle of July at 237. Okay. Let's look at the last 30 days. Okay, you really can't mistake that for anything else. Okay, 30 days ago, we're at 212. She jumps up to 236, and then she drops back down here to 214, and she's going back up again. Well, what happened today? That's an interesting question. Why did it drop today when it should be going to the upside? So something happened today. I know something happened today because a lot of stocks that shouldn't have done this today did this today. Okay, a lot of stocks with a 30-day top, 30-day bottom, we should be shooting to the upside. But for some strange reason, they did this thing today. This is not the only one. All right? All right, let's progress forward. For try now, full screen works for me. Chloe, hi. Church Sabag. This is very important. What are your thoughts on energy companies for the next 10 years like Chevron? Well, Church, I don't look at my investments that way. Seriously, I don't. When I look at an investment, this is what I look at. How consistent are they with their increased dividends? That means, are they consistently profitable? If they're consistently profitable, great. Then I put them into the calendar. All right? Then I look at the calendar. That tells me when to look at a company. I honestly could care less if they made paper plates, or if they pumped oil, or they made dishes, or I honestly don't care what they do, as long as they do it right and do it well. What does that mean? What do I mean by that? Well, I don't care if they make paper cups. As long as they're good at it, and as long as they're consistently increasing their dividends for 20 consecutive years, that means for 20 years they're profitable, and they're profitable enough to share the profits with their investors. And that's you and me. We are the investors. So once I figure out what companies that is, you have the Dividend Kings, Dividend Aristocrats, Dividend Champions, Dividend Contenders, Warren Buffett's list. Okay, that's over 300 companies. I take it and stick it to a calendar. Okay, Bank, Mellon, and Caterpillar on the same day. Two totally different industries. One's banking and one's heavy machinery. Why are they both on the same day? Well, because they pay the dividend on the same day. Do I really care what they do? No, I don't. I honestly don't care what they do. I care that they do it well and that they're consistently profitable, because this is my money that I'm investing. When I invest my money into a company, nobody has more interest in my money except for me. Well, and my kids and my ex-wife. But anyway, seriously, okay, if you're investing your money, think long and hard where you put your money. Me, only profitable companies, and profitable companies that have historical performance, 20 years or more. Because there's 9,598 companies available for me to invest in at any time. Why would I want to do something other than a profitable company? It's like, what the hell are you thinking putting your money into a company that's not profitable? No one to blame but yourself. All right, let's move on. Albert, you want to look at Tesla? No dividends, Albert. Bubbles, OMG, how are you? Happy person, recession. Okay, you don't say that word out loud. Because once you say that word, someone repeats it, and then they repeat it, then they repeat it, then it's on people's mind. So what's coming? Oh, recession. Yeah, don't say that. DuPont, will it go up tomorrow? Felix, you want to take a look at DuPont? DuPont. I'm going to say no to DuPont, or I should say not this week, okay? Because, all right, ask yourself this question, okay? I don't remember who asked the question about DuPont, but think of it logically, okay? You're DuPont. Look at where it is. You think it's going to go higher than that? It's been channeling here for the past 2 months. Okay, for some strange reason, she jumped out up to here. And then today was profit taking. What do you think is going to happen tomorrow? Well, tomorrow there's going to be more profit taking. More than likely. And then it'll be enough profit taking until it'll come back down here to where we are more comfortable. When I say we, I mean you and I. We are the buyers, we are the sellers. We're the ones that create this mess. Okay, the market maker's just opening up the doors and we're rushing in and say, oh, I like it, oh, I don't like it, oh, I like it, oh, I don't like it. That's all we're doing. There's so many people saying, oh, I like it, oh, I don't like it. And then that's what creates this mess, the highs and lows. Anyway, so the way I'm looking at it, now, I'm not giving you advice on this one, but it don't look like it's going up tomorrow. I mean, it might because of the amount of down it had today. Okay, so if it's truly going to the upside, and this is just a little glitch, there could be a possibility because a lot of stuff tanked today. Ouch, 91,000, yeah, all right, yeah. Damon, me also in different baskets. So but other than that, okay. All right. Hey, y'all, it's Meemaw. Hey, Meemaw, how you doing? I bought a timeshare once and immediately regretted it. I had to go back out the next day. Okay. What did your wife? Yeah, it was, let's just say at my house, it was very uncomfortable for a couple of weeks. She just kind of looked at me and said, yeah, what the hell are you going to do now? Can you picture your wife or your husband saying, yeah, nice, now what are you going to do? For your information, he's reading the questions on his YouTube Live. Well, actually, Stan, I have YouTube Live here. I have TikTok here, I have Instagram here, and I have Facebook over here, and then I have another computer down here. So I have a lot of questions that I have to go through. And sometimes I don't get to every question as quickly as possible, you know, but I try. I'm doing my best. And so until I have, what do you call it? A producer who actually does all that for me, and I just do the talking and the pointing. Yeah, until then, you gotta do that. 20% drop on Intel. Yeah, Badfish, we already saw that. Intel suspending its dividend. Yeah, that's the second time I heard that tonight. Sheila, can you roll over a stock on Friday before its expiration? Yep. Or do you have to roll over on Monday? No, Sheila. Now remember, I asked you to remind me to take a look at something tonight. So do you remember what that was? Number one, and number two, I'm going to see you tomorrow afternoon around 3 o'clock. So we're going to talk about those positions that we were thinking about. And one of them, I'm pretty sure, was CMG. Okay, so CMG, which I normally don't do. Enjoy your evening and see you tomorrow evening. All right, Larry, have a good night. So Sheila, I'm pretty sure one of them you want to take a look at is CMG. So as you can see, the nice run up. Last October, we're at 35.59. Okay, and then she doubles in, almost doubles in price, pretty damn close to double in price, to almost $70 within a 6-month time frame. That's 6 months? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 months time frame, doubled in price in 8 months. Okay, well, there's going to be profit taking. And there was right here. Okay, here's your profit taking. And right here at 50, I'm going to want to take a look at that a little bit closer. Okay, so here's the high way over there. Oops, let me do this. The high way over here, and then she drops. And here's our 30-day bottom. Now we thought, last week, we thought this was our 30-day bottom. See it? Because you have your 30-day bottom, and then 2 days to the upside. So me, and I believe Sheila did the same thing. Okay, not that I told her to. She did it on her own. We jumped in here. Where was it? Wait. Yeah, we jumped in right here, which we thought was a good place to jump into. And that was 53. Okay, well, what happened this week? She dropped down to 50. All right, so 49.49. So that's the new bottom right there. 1, 2 days to the upside. Perfect opportunity to jump right there at 53. Now, both her and I both sold the 51s, which is going to be a little bit of an issue because we're at 53. All right, so she pulled back today. Tomorrow morning, we're going to see if she pulls back again or continues to go up. If she continues to go up, both you and I, Sheila, are going to need to roll this forward. Okay, so I believe you do have my personal phone number because you are on the morning trading group. So you can send me a direct message tomorrow morning because we're not going to be on until 3:30. But it might be a good idea if you and I jumped on a call in the morning, and anyone else who has a concern like this. Because you and I are in the same boat on this one, and you're still new, and I want to make sure that you have all the options that you need. Okay? Brandon, Intel cut dividends, laying off 15,000 people. Think it's a reasonable long-term bet on Foundry. But I don't know. Neither do I. But I still like Intel. Uh-oh. I missed some questions. I thought so too, wondering what's up. All right. What to do if you sold covered calls is in the money? Well, 3, okay, the way I look at it, now I'm not 100% sure I understand what you're asking, but let me just see if I can explain it a little bit. If I buy a company, right, 53, this one's going at 53.38, great. If I buy it at 53.38 and I sell the 53s or the 54s to someone else so that they can take advantage if the stock goes up. Once you sell a covered call, you can't do anything with that stock because it's tied up with that contract. So an option actually is a legal binding contract. Okay, if you sell a contract, an options contract, you sell a covered call, and you take the money, well, you just entered a legal binding contract. Okay, is it time? Consideration, meeting of the minds, and a beginning date, ending date. Okay, so you need 4 items to make a contract legal. Okay, beginning date and ending date, terms, meeting of the minds, and consideration. Once you take that money, you are locked in until you buy that back and get released and release those shares. Because once you buy the shares, they're yours to do with as you please. But once you sell a covered call against them, you've now gave someone else those rights until the option expires. Now, if you did that this week, your option is going to expire tomorrow. So you have between tomorrow morning and tomorrow afternoon to figure out what you want to do. 86 is here. 3, the goal is to have the shares taken away. Yep, that's the goal. This guy probably had money in Intel. Yes, I did. 2 weeks ago, I got out of Intel. Does the chart change from overnight bidding? Do we get to see the charts after night bidding is done? No, terribly sorry. Because the chart you're seeing here is Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 4. That's it. After hours and before hours, they're not on there. Dude stuff. This is technical analysis. Well, kind of yes, kind of no. Why is there someone in the bottom right corner? Oh, believe it or not, I am trying to get traffic to my other website. Now, I told you guys there's 27 scammers pretending to be me. So when I say this is the only TikTok channel I have, well, now I have a second one, and that is the 10-minute trader. That's going to handle a couple of different trading strategies that I'm not teaching here. So on this channel, it's on one strategy only. Okay, simple, safe, predictable, consistent, the one I taught my daughter. The other channel is going to be dividend capturing, which is for people who don't have enough money to buy 100 shares of this or 100 shares of that. Okay, people starting off a little bit lower. I don't know, I'm just giving it a test, see how it is. Because not everybody has, you know, 20, 30, 50, $100,000. All right, GD. CHX yo-yos every month. Is that an ideal pattern if the premium pay? Is there a better pattern? We're going to take a look at that in a second. CHX. I don't think I've ever heard of them. CHX. Champion. Dude, that is definitely not what I call channeling. Okay? Look, all over the place. Up, down, up, down, up, down. I'll show you channeling. You ready? Here's channeling right here. Do you see that right here? Between 18 and 20 for 7 months, it just kind of went sideways. Okay? We made a bunch of money. There's a bunch of us here that made a bunch of money on Macy's this year because we started trading in January. Now remember, this year I always reset at the beginning of the year. So at the beginning of next year, the account will be, you know, zero profit for the year, and then, you know, it starts from ground zero again. Okay, but at this moment in time, we started January 2nd to where we are now. And I've bought Macy's almost every single week. We're in week number 31, and I know it's been over 20 weeks. 20 weeks I bought and sold Macy's because the numbers just work. I mean, look at it now. 1680. Okay, the 17s are going for 30 cents. If the stock goes up, I get an additional 20 cents. So I'm walking away with 50 cents on a $17 position. Well, that's more than 2.5%. It is what it is. What's your thoughts on MU? Okay, so GD. Yeah, this is what channeling looks like. Here, let's just go like this. Okay, that's what channeling looks like. Okay, bottom, your top. How many times can you do it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 times. Okay. MU. What's my thoughts on MU? MU. Micron Technology. Well, she's a little bit down. She's got weeklies. Let's see how well they pay all their dividends. Because it always comes down to that. Because if you think about it, if you're putting your money somewhere, great. More power to you. Okay, for me, I want to make sure the company's profitable. The only way I can tell if they're profitable is how well have they increased their dividends. Yeah, I'm going to say no. Sorry, take a look. 2021 is when they first started paying dividends. They've only been paying dividends for 3 years. Okay, how... You know, anyone could get a good start. 3 years is nothing when you're coming into business. I'm talking about companies that have 2 decades. Some of the dividend kings have 60 years of increased dividends. How do you know when a dividend announcement, declaration, and payout is? Will, good question. All right, Will, you ready? Now, I'm not 100% sure, Will, if you know, this is Thinkorswim. It's free to download. You can use it. They even have paper trading on here. Can you go over to Dividend Caption 2.0 so as not to own 100 shares? SoundTech, I would, but not here. I will do it on the other channel because I don't want to confuse people. All right, because when I say it got to be simple, safe, predictable, all that kind of nice, neat, fun stuff, great. Now I'm showing you another strategy. It's not simple anymore. Okay, so Will, Thinkorswim is just a trading platform. And there's so much information here on Thinkorswim. I'm gonna be totally 100% honest with you. 95% of it I'm totally clueless on because it doesn't mean anything to me. Now I could, hey, Bob's here. Bob, how you doing, Bob? It doesn't have any meaning to me because I come from a time frame where if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Okay? I get very, very, very unhappy when I open up my computer and everything's gone because some strange reason they wanted to upgrade the platform. What's the other channel for learning about dividend capture? That would be The 10-Minute Trader. Okay, that's over on TikTok. It just started, so there's no traction to it whatsoever. But it's a very simple trading strategy. All right, so Will, like I was saying, Thinkorswim, I love it. You can download it for free. I don't get paid for anything like that. But here's the thing. Down here at the bottom, let's pick on a stock right here. Procter & Gamble, okay? PG, right here, Procter & Gamble. Each one of these little green dots represents a company that I trade. Okay, now I've already done the paperwork. I've already done all the research. This is my personal list. This is one of my personal lists. Okay, so when you click on it, down here at the bottom, it gives you a bunch of information. Information number one is the symbol. Okay, the symbol right here. Okay, next is a dividend amount. The dividend announcement date, when they announce the dividend. Okay, the next is the EX dividend date. That's the last day the stock trades before the dividend is paid out. Very next date is the date of record. Very next one is the dividend payable date. That's when you're actually going to receive your money. So all the information you want about a company is right here. Now, dividend calendar, you can actually go to Google and do EX dividend calendar. And then you'll find a whole bunch of companies that offer an EX dividend calendar. I just so happen to like the one on Thinkorswim because it has so many nice perks that just don't like anything else. I've looked at a bunch. All right. 86. You can Google it. Yep. So you have to buy the stock first. Yeah. Hey, Meemaw. Yeah, you do. Sheila, can we look? All right. Can we look for next week at QCOM? All right. Let's take a look at QCOM. QCOM. Interesting. Another stock that dropped today. Very first thing. High, low, or was it? Where is it? What direction it's going? Blah, blah, blah. Now I want to take a look at the numbers. The numbers are 164.66. Okay, look at the 165s. All right, that number can't be real. $4. Okay, that's a 3% trade or 4% trade. Okay, if I buy it at 64.66, sell the 165s at 4.15. That's a nice little premium. It is. But let's look at the chart. It's going to be a no, but still the numbers are great. Here's the bottom here. There's the top there. Let's take a look and see what they actually tell us. A year ago, we're at 131.32. Bottomed out the end of October at 102.71. Okay, 102.71. So from the bottom, the end of October, till the middle of June, this thing more than doubled in price. Well, of course there's going to be profit taking. Think about it. You bought something in October, and now it's worth twice as much. You know what they say, it ain't profit until you take it. Okay, if you don't take the profit, that's your own damn fault. All right. So anyway, there's the profit right there. QCOM. Now, interesting thing. 30 days. Here we go. 30 days ago, we opened up at 199.47. And looks almost like, I'm going to call this a triple high. All right? A triple high. On the 8th, 210.44. On the 11th, 210.13. On the 16th, 211.09. So it's all pretty much resistance. So if it was worth 211, 212, 213, it would have hit it, but it didn't. So that's the resistance right there, 210. Okay, so from 210, she drops down to 164. That is a $45 drop. Okay? From the, what is that? The second week of April to the first week of August. That's a huge freaking drop. That's a $45 drop. A $45 drop on a $200 stock. That's a 20% drop. That's a big drop. So what's going to happen? Well, eventually they're going to find their bottom. So we're going to write for next week, QCOM. It'd be funny if it's already written down here. It is. It's already written down for next week. So we're one step ahead of everyone. Okay, so Sheila. Yeah, I would sit now, just wait and see what happens tomorrow, what happens Monday, what happens Tuesday. And as soon as the bottom shows up, yeah, then take a look at the numbers, see what the numbers look like then. At the moment, they look great. But it doesn't mean anything because it's going to be a no for this week. All right, next. Let's do a couple more questions. Austin, how are you today? So, do you have to buy the stock first? Yes, Mima, you do. Okay, Sheila, we looked at QCOM. Oh, I got 25 questions to go. Tech companies taking a beating this week. Looks that way. Ooh, look at this. GD wants to take a look at Chevron. Chevron, CVX. 152. Holy cow. That's another one we're going to be keeping our eye on. All right, first thing I want to see, high, low, where was it, where is it? It seems to be fine where it is. I want to see this area. We're going to zoom into that a little bit. But before that, let's take a look at the numbers. What am I buying it for? I'm buying it for 153.89. Great. 153.89. The closest one's going to be the 155. Even the 155 is going for 180. Okay, so if it's over 155, you're going to get the 180, plus you're going to get the difference between the 153 and the 155, which is another $1.11. Well, that's freaking nice. They're like 2.5%, maybe 3% for this trade if she's above 155 come next Friday. Well, let's take a look. A year ago, 163. She topped out at 171. That was the end of September last year. 139.55 was the bottom for this year, and that was middle of January. Okay, but look at the last 90 days. Look at that pattern. You can really see that pattern. Look, check it out. Oops, I don't want that. Okay, you can see the pattern. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Okay, where's it going next? More than likely it's going to go up. But the pattern, look at the time frame. 2 weeks, 2 weeks. That's a week, that's a week, that's a week, that's a week. 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks. Okay, that's a distinct pattern. Okay, great. The whole thing's going to change in about 2 seconds. Ready? Look, it looks totally different, doesn't it? Okay, 30 days ago, 157, drops down to 152, shoots up to 164. That's a nice move. Back down, back up, back down. That's a nice move. This thing looks like it should jump up tomorrow based on the size of the drop. It gapped down, kept on going, finds a new 30-day bottom. So what do you want to bet? Tomorrow's going to be an up day. High probability, because when you have this much meat, meat and potatoes, this much meat, yeah, usually. Okay, is that guaranteed? No. But that was Chevron, and I like Chevron. Okay, Michael, I'm kind of curious, okay? You sent me an email, you said give you a buzz. I gave you a buzz, you weren't available. So, I'm going to call you after I'm done here. Hopefully you'll be available. Are you not in the Discord message thread? She should be. I sent her the link. Mima, okay. Hey, y'all, Mima, anytime. I love this man. Thanks, Austin. Oops. I missed some. A young person following the James program for 30 years, you might, yeah, that'd be nice. You'd think that my daughter would continue to do it and she'd have a shit ton of money now. But no, doing the girl thing. She, did the lipstick, the makeup, all that kind of crap when she was in high school, and all the money went down the tubes. Cost about Amazon. He's going to say it don't share profits. Yeah, I don't do Costco because it don't share their profits. How do you know if they're profitable? Now I have to go in and look at all the books and look and read those quarterly reports and annual reports. It's so much easier just looking. Hey, you got a dividend last year? Great. What is it this year? It's lower? Well, you're not making much money as you did last year. Simple as that. If you're having, let's say, $2 dividend last year, and this year your dividend is $2.50, well, that's a nice jump. But if your dividend was $2 and this year is $1.75, well, what the hell happened? You're not making as much money. You're not as profitable. This is why I like dividends, because it's simple, easy, quick. Are you profitable? Well, if you're increasing the amount of money you're giving away to your shareholders, then you must be. How about AMD? Now, one more question. Penny stocks of the day. Oh, yeah. You have fun with that. You can always tell someone that's new to trading when they look at something like penny stocks. Because penny stocks are great when you buy them. Try to sell them. Yeah, it's totally different. All right. AMD. Now, isn't AMD... don't they have no dividends? Or is that ADM? Yeah, no dividends. AMD. Sorry. AT&T. We looked at AT&T already, and the numbers just don't look that attractive. Yeah, AT&T is not this week. Okay? Well, here's your high of the year. Look where it is now. Yeah, that's a little too close. Okay? I don't do the thing. And the funny thing, what is the thing? Yeah, no. That's when you buy it at the high and you wait for it to go high. Yeah, no, I don't do that. Okay? I'll wait for the profit taking to take place. When it finds the bottom, I'll jump in the bottom and ride up a new wave. They always have them. Okay? Let's go back, take a look the whole year. Oh, look at that. She went up, she went down, up, 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 down. You see how it moves? Up, down, up, down, up. That's all they do. They go up, they go down. That's it. The idea is to, after the profit taking, jump in and take the next ride to the upside. Take your profit, get out. Buy, take your profit, get out. I don't know why people make it more complicated than it needs to be. Alrighty. Mara, I bought it $17.96. Demon. I like Marathon. Ooh, another one we're looking for the bottom. Okay, 1811. High, low, or was or is it? Blah, blah, blah. A year ago, 1637. Bottomed out the beginning of October, 687. Can you believe that? 687. Not only that, take a look. Bottom of the year, 687. And she shoots all the way up to 34. That's, what is that, 400% increase? From $6 to $30? Yeah. Pull back up, back down. 90 days. Here's the last 90 days. Okay. High, low. Where was it? Where is it? What direction it's going? Take a look at where she is now. Okay. Again, another company. We're looking for the bottom. A new 30-day bottom today. Great. What are we going to have tomorrow? It's a 50-50 shot. It's either going to be a new bottom or it's going to be one day to the upside. One or the other. You ever flip a coin and see it land on the edge? Never. I'm 60 years old. Never have I seen someone flip a coin and it land on the edge. It's either heads or it's the tails. That's what it is. So tomorrow, it's going to be higher or lower than the 1814. And here's the little clue. Okay, in case you guys didn't know this, is a little clue. Okay, last trade. See right there, 1814. The bid, 1810. The ask, 1811. Usually, when both the bid and the ask are lower than the last price, the market maker is going to push that price down. So we might be looking at a new 30-day bottom tomorrow, which gets me excited because pretty soon that thing's going to turn around. And Merit is on the list for next week. All right, what else we got? Oh, so Demond, you bought it at $17.96. $17.96. Well, good for you, because it's at $18.14. So here's an interesting question for you, Demond. If you bought it at $17.96, right? Hold on a second. Where's your exit? Never ever buy a stock without knowing where your exit point is. Okay? It's like whenever you go into a restaurant, never go into a restaurant without knowing where your exit points are. Okay, you learn that from The Godfather. You're going, all right, how do I get out of here? So never buy a stock unless you know what your exit point is. For me, it's always 1% or more. Okay, and how do I get that? I look at my purchase price, look at what I can sell it for. Am I making my 1%? Yes, I am. Look at the 18s. Okay, 18.11 is the purchase price. Okay, 18.11. Look at the 18s are going for $1.18. You take the 10 cents or the 11 cents off there, you're walking away with $1.07. Okay, $1.07 is your profit. Okay, 1.07. Purchase price is 18.11. Okay, that's 5.9%. But you got to ask yourself a big question. Do I like Marathon at 18.10? Oh, I like it at 18.10. I just happen to be out of money because I have no money until Friday. Okay, so all my trades are Monday, so all my money's tied up. Like 98% of all my money is tied up until Friday. And then Friday we decide what's going to happen. Do I have to buy something? Do I have to sell something? How do I make my adjustments? Well, I don't know that until 3 o'clock on Friday afternoon. Good. The great John Kennedy once said, "We cannot answer the questions of tomorrow with the knowledge we possess today." So I cannot tell you what I'm going to do on Friday afternoon until Friday afternoon gets here. Okay, other than that, it's just basically a waste of time. Well, what if it goes down? What if it goes up? Those are all what ifs. They don't really mean anything. Sheila, a little baby dinosaur. Thank you. That's sweet of you. Okay, so no penny stocks. Thanks, 86. GD. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I'm in Santo Domingo. It must not have gone through. Oh, imagine that, dude. But I will be calling. But Wi-Fi calling is on now. Wi-Fi calling. So I might be able to talk to you on Facebook, FaceTime. But I can't call Santo Domingo. Mr. Fencing, SYM. Now, Mr. Fencing, you're new here. Okay, I've never heard of SYM. I'm going to throw it in there and give you my opinion. But if I've never heard of it, more than likely it's going to be a no. So, Symbiotic Inc. Okay, it's got weekly options. Cool. Well, SYM. SYM. Okay, we'll take a look. Yahoo Finance. No dividends. Now, Mr. Fencing, I can't really give you too much of a hard time because you're new here. But the title of the show is called Dividend Investing for Weekly Cash Flow. The stock you gave me, SYM, has no dividends. So why are we looking at it? Okay, even though the numbers look good, and this thing, look, is the same stock. Look, big, huge drop, looking for the bottom, another company. Okay, look at the premiums. 25s are going for 85 cents. That's over 3%. But here's the thing. It has no dividends. So when the stock goes down, it's not an if, it's a when, because they go up, they go down, that's all they do. Okay? If they're not profitable, how would I know if it's a good company or not? It means I gotta read all that information. Okay, I gotta look 10 years worth of quarterly reports to see if they're profitable or not. I don't want to do that. I already have 300 companies that actually fit my parameters. So why do I want 301 that doesn't fit my parameters? Even though it's offering a 3%, look at it. 24.75, the 25s are going for 85 cents. That's more than 3%. And then you have the difference between the 24.75 and the 25, which is another 25. You add that 25 onto the 85, now you're at 110. Or is that 120? Okay, but still. Okay? Still, no dividends, no thank you. Sorry. Michael Dave Robertson, I don't have Discord. All right, Sheila, I'm going to have to send you the Discord link. All right, that way everyone chats to each other and they come up with. They have some really cool stuff on the Discord. Yeah, I wish I knew how to use it. All right. What do you think of Dutch Brothers and Disney? Dutch Brothers I never heard of. That's going to be a no, automatically. Because if you think you can sneak one by me that I haven't seen already, I've been doing this for 20 years. So if you think there's a stock that I haven't noticed that has 20 years of increased dividends and weekly options, more power to you. I applaud you, but usually not going to happen. Disney, 92.79. Okay. A year ago, wait a second, 92 to 93. Ooh, nice premiums. Did you see the premiums on those? Those are nice. Sweet. All right. A year ago, 89.21. Looks like we have a triple bottom at 78.73. Check it out. 2 there, 1 there. Okay? Okay. Neither here, there, doesn't mean. But that's a triple top. You see that? Triple top. 123.74 on March 28th. 123.53 April 2nd. And 123.69, right? Not making it to the 124. If it was worth more than 124, it would have hit it, but it didn't. Okay, so from there, from the beginning of April, she just drops and drops and drops and drops. Let's look at the last 30 days. Okay, so here's the last 30 days. 30 days ago was our 30-day high, 99.74, way up over there. And then she just slowly falls, and then she gaps down. Remember I told you once gaps have a tendency to fill? Look at this gap. Filled Monday and Tuesday. Okay, so bottomed out on the 25th, which was last Thursday. Friday was an up day. Friday was an up day. Monday was an up day. So Tuesday would have been a perfect day to jump in. Okay, right there. Okay, bottom, 1 day, 2 day. Perfect time to jump in right there. Who would have expected this? She could be dropping back down again. Don't know. But you got to like Disney. Let's take a look at seasonality. We haven't looked at that yet. Okay, so seasonality, I'm sure some of you guys know what this is. To my far left is January 1st. Okay, to the right is December 31st. Okay, the blue line represents the movement for this year. This little blue dot right here shows us where we are today, August 1st. Then July, August, here we have right here. So, I want to know what's going to happen in the next couple weeks. The red line, that represents 10 years worth of data. 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017. 10 years worth of data on top of one another. Gives me the average movement over the last 10 years. Well, Disney's been around for almost 100 years. Okay? So, what's it going to do for the next week or two? Now, this doesn't tell you what it's going to do. This is going to tell you what did it do on average the first week of August of the last 10 years. Well, for the first week of August of the last 10 years, she's basically went a little to the upside. See it? Right here? This is where they come together. Here's today. Here's today for the last 10 years, going a little bit to the upside. Well, great. I like Disney. But I'm still looking for the 30-day bottom and a couple of days to the upside. Well, we already had that right here. 30-day bottom, a couple of days to the upside. So what is this right here? 2 days pulling back? I don't know. I'll have to wait till tomorrow, see what happens. Is this a little glitch in the system? You know, a little glitch in the matrix, and then tomorrow it fixes itself, it goes back up again. Because look where your 30-day high is. Way up there close to 100. Right here, we're at 93. We'll still got plenty of space to go. All right. That's Disney. Dutch Brothers, sorry, never heard of them. All right, Sage, we already did AT&T. Short Com Scope, never heard of them. What do I think of Dutch Brothers and Disney? All right, we just looked at Disney. Okay, Dutch Brothers, Christian, I've never heard of them. Ooh, Austin wants to look at AGNC. I like AGNC. AGNC. Interesting. Interesting. The 10. The 10's going for 15 cents. That's 1.5. That's like 1.5% for the week. Okay. Let's take a look. AGNC. A year ago, 1019. Bottomed out end of October at 680. Okay. 680. Now here we are right here. Last 30 days. 30 days ago was the 30-day bottom at 936. Okay, it took about 2.5 weeks to find a 30-day high from the 30-day bottom, 30-day high. What happens? Profit taking, retrace, blah, blah, blah. That's where we are now. No real rhyme or reason to where she's going. Okay, your 30-day high right there, a little bit of pullback, and then she goes up and it pulls back again. So this probably shouldn't have happened yesterday. Today was a little bit on the upside. All right. What else? Sheila, do you mean Discord? It's a phone thing. I don't know if Discord can go on a desktop. Actually, Discord can go on a desktop. I have it on my desktop and I have it on my phone. You know what would be really nice? If I could learn how to use the damn thing. Sorry guys, you know, I'm good at some things. Ooh, JV wants to look at energy transfer. Now, didn't we decide energy transfer's dividends weren't consistent? And it's going to be a no for this week, only because look where it is. Get your 30-day bottom here. She shoots on up. Okay, I have no idea what it's doing here. So it's just a little too high for my taste. All right, that shoulder's starting to bother me again. Okay, so if you guys have been here for a while, you know that I broke my collarbone, and it's just been bothering my shoulder ever since. All right, next on the list. How do you like Casey's General Store? Well, Cubby Bear 71 never heard of Casey's General Store, so it's going to be a no. Sheila is think is you can log into Discord on a web browser. Yes, you can. Yep, 86 telling you can do it. Sage, great information. Glad you like it. Christian Marbella. Christian, you want to hear a funny joke? All right, no, I'm not gonna do that because I don't want to offend anyone. Does Marathon pay a dividend? It depends. Are we talking about Marathon, the digital company, or Marathon, the oil company? Because there's two different ones. Shani, Spider is going to be a no. Short Comscope. I never even heard of Comscope, so I can't give you any information on that. All right, Sheila, your phone app? No, it's not a phone app. Yeah, you can put it on your phone, and you can put it on your website. It's Stan, I really like your content on your lives. I think you got something here. Oh, thank you there, Stan. I'm just trying to be helpful for the little guy, because I've been a little guy all my life. Okay, we've been shat on so many times. I think it's time for us to give a little bit of payback. And this is one of the reasons why they don't want TikTok around. They don't want us talking to each other. They definitely don't want me teaching you guys how to get 50% per year. Because if you can double your money every 2 years, what kind of hold are they going to have over you? Dollar going down. You're absolutely right, Jennifer. Yes, Sheila, you can go to Discord via your browser. I just did now. Okay. Jennifer Gable Comedy 6. Dollar going down. Well, of course it's going down. It's been going down since they invented it. And they will replace it with something else. But regardless, Jennifer, if they get rid of the dollar and replace it with something else, you know what they're not going to get rid of? A portion of the company. So if you buy a share of AT&T or GE or Ford or General Motors or whatever, you buy a share of a company, you own a portion of that company. So whether they get rid of the dollar and replace it with wooden nickels or whatever they replace it with, you still own a portion of that company and you still get a portion of the profits every single year. Okay? So if you take a look at history, this is not the first time in the United States where we've changed the dollar. We went from one currency to another currency. only because, well, the reason why this one is such a big thing is we went around the whole world and told everybody, hey, we're going to be the world currency. You got to do, yeah. It worked great until the powers that be took advantage of it and started screwing everybody over because they didn't get what they wanted. But we're not going to get into politics, okay? COP, ConocoPhillips. Way to go, Flipper. Throwing the ConocoPhillips into the ring. Another company's fishing for a bottom. Did you check it? Very first thing you see, look, high, low, where was it, where is it? Take a look at this. I want to take a look at that. That's a big, huge dump right there. Okay, so 108.70. The 109s are going for 166. Now we all know 166 is well over 1%. If you're having difficult finding the percentages, Kaden, how are you over there on Instagram? If you're having trouble coming up with the percentages, simply take the stock price, 108.70. You see what the decimal point is? 108.70. You take the decimal point and move it over two places. So 1.08, that is 1%. Simple as that. All right, so ConocoPhillips, a year ago, 116.83. Okay, bottomed out in the middle of January at 106.15. Topped out at 135.31, and that was second week of April. Now from there, look at the big drop it had. Drop, and our 90-day bottom is right, well, actually, no, the 90-day bottom is today. Nice. So we have a 90-day bottom and a 30-day bottom. Okay, last 30 days. Here we go. 30 days. Look at that. 30 days ago, we opened up at 115.40. Drops a little bit, shoots on up. 2 weeks later to find the top at 118.47. You got your normal profit taking, bounces up. Now this right here, okay, Monday looked as if it was a 30-day bottom. Tuesday was up, Wednesday was up. Today, went up high, opened up higher, but then she dropped. Something happened to make a whole bunch of companies drop today. Okay? Do I really care? Honestly, I really don't. Because I have no control over what happens. What I do have control over are my positions. Now, I'm a very firm believer on the rules. Rule number one, never buy something you don't want to hold long term. Okay, I like ConocoPhillips. I get no problem buying ConocoPhillips. Okay? Never buy something you don't want to hold long term because you just might have to. Now, the premiums aren't that bad. Because right now it's at 108.70. The 109 is going for 166. That's well over 1%. Great. If I buy it and I have to hold on to it and get my 1% on the week, fine, great. What happens next week? Well, I'm not going to buy it until I know whether or not this is the 30-day bottom. So tomorrow it's going to be higher or lower. So this is just going to be another company that we're going to write down. COP, is it on my list for next week? No, it is not. But it is now. COP. All right, so ConocoPhillips is on the list for next week for we need to find the bottom. And when we do, I want to jump on that because I like ConocoPhillips. Okay? Hey, Flipper. Been okay? Yes, I have. Oops. I keep missing these questions. Keep getting easier if you diversify your strategy and find what works best for you. Okay, Michael, you're absolutely right. Oh, look at that. Rizdak. Is that right? Ryazkad. Okay, Ryazkad. Monthly puts for Qs and spires. Yeah, good luck with that. I personally don't like that idea. If it works for you, great. Not a problem. What do I think of Siri? Ooh, Siri had its run. Okay, I'm going to show you something on Siri to tell you why it's already had its run. Now, first thing, high, low, where was it, where is it, where's it going? All that stuff. Okay, right now it's at $3.23. Closest strike price is going to be the $3.50. And that's going for 4 cents. Well, that's over 1%. because 1% of $3.23 is 3 cents. Okay, so you're over 1%. Great. Year ago, we're right around 510. Topped out the year at 577. Bottomed out at 245 in May. Yeah, middle of May. Now, from the bottom of middle of May at 247, she shoots on up to the high at 417. Just a little bit less than double in price. Cool. Pull back, rise, pull back, rise, pull back. Okay, profit taking, whatever you want to call it. So we're sitting at 323. It looks as if she should still go down. But here's the thing. Take a look at seasonality, and what does seasonality tell us? Okay, you really can't mistake that. You see that big jump right there? Well, that's exactly what happened here. Okay, we made this play here, and it corresponded with this movement right there. Now, she's coming to the downside. Okay, that's seasonality. That's what does it normally do every time, well, for the past 10 years. Okay, shoots up, spikes up, has its high in the middle of July, which we took advantage of it, I think, last week or the week after. Then it started to drop down, a little bit of spike up, now it's coming back down again. Yeah, so Siri's going to be a no for the next couple of weeks. Okay, at least until we get down into what, where are we, right here? Okay. Now, you really can't mistake that for anything else. Okay, beginning of August, all the way through September, to the end of September, before she turns around and starts going back up again. So Siri, no for the next 2 months. Why is after hours NASDAQ crashing? Honestly, don't know. Okay, I like to buy stocks as if I was going to hold on to them for a long term. And then I like to sell options against them. If I get out in 5 days, that's ideal. If not, I will hold on to the companies and continue writing covered calls against them. Because I'm a firm believer in never buy something you don't want to hold long term. Now, I've already bought my positions. If NASDAQ is crashing and if the stock market is crashing, well, there's nothing I can do about that now. So why waste time taking a look at it and trying to figure it out? I will worry about that tomorrow morning when the market opens. Okay? Encourage more viewers to share. Love AGNC, like that. Okay, Bob, Amazon had earnings tonight, and it's a continuation of a sell-off today. Okay, sounds like right. Sounds about right. Andrea, great dividend and will come down soon. Yep, probably will. All right, VJ, Intel. Yeah, we already looked at Intel earlier. I bought it down there. NOV is my drop date. November, okay. Michael, how do I find the name of the group for the trading group? All right, Sheila, I'll give you a buzz in the morning. Remind me to send you the link for the Discord. You can upload it to your computer. You can download it onto your phone, one or the other. But it enables you to talk to the other traders in the morning trading group. So for those of you guys wondering, the Discord is only for the morning trading group. All right, Shawnee Spiders, no. Casey is a monthly, no. Monthly puts on QQQ and Spider, yeah, no. Sage, you too, good. More power to you. What about Spider? No. That's a no. Yep, Geraldo. 50,000. What would you invest in? Pizza. Let's have a pizza party. Woohoo! What's his name? I love Mendasso. Yep, I love Mendasso who's paying for a pizza party for everyone. Yay! He's got 50K. Dude, I have no idea who you are. I have no idea what your goals are. I have no idea what your risk parameters are. I really can't honestly tell you anything other than keep coming back. And the number one thing you need to ask yourself before you do anything, does it make sense to me? Okay, so if this doesn't make sense to you, don't do it. It's actually that simple. If it makes sense, great, do it. If it doesn't make sense, don't do it. Okay? Now, I like Siri, but I don't like Siri at the moment because it's not where I want it to be. Okay, let's go back over to here. All right, they might find you floating with them. That kind of return. Alrighty. Can we look at Disney for next week? All right, Sheila, we just looked at Disney a little while ago. Okay. Okay, so here's Sheila. Sheila, here we are for next week. Okay, 30 days ago was a 30-day high. She dropped down. Our 30-day bottom was last week. She went a little bit up. And then today was a pullback. Why? Don't know. So we'll probably take a good look at Disney tomorrow to find out if this was just a glitch in the matrix, or is this thing still going to the upside? Because it should still go to the upside. Geraldo, I exited all my stocks in QQQ Inspire, and is trapping now. Portfolio is going down crazy. Okay, Rezadak, I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm not quite sure what you're asking for. Cyrus, what was that? I missed. That's no, okay. Cyrus, what did Cyrus say? Cyrus. What stock is RHUS? Never heard of it. RHUS. Yeah, that's a no. It's not even a stock, it's an index. Yeah, thanks, Geraldo. QQQ Inspire doesn't fit this strategy. You know, there are tons and tons of strategies. As a matter of fact, for the fun of it, let's do this, all right? We're going to go here, and these are all the different option strategies, okay? You have single, vertical, back ratio, calendar, diagonal, straddle, strangle, covered stock, collar, synthetic, butterfly, condor, iron condor, vertical roll, collar with stock, double diagonal, and then that has some more on the other side too. Then you have your unbalanced, butterfly condor, and then you have deep and wide, and then look at the deep and wide. That's a whole bunch of other strategies. There's a whole bunch of strategies. Not only a whole bunch of strategies, but there's, was it right? 9,598 different companies you can invest in at any moment in time. There's a plethora, a whole bunch, a shitload, whatever acronym you want to use. There's a bunch that you can buy at any day, anytime at all. The only reason I'm teaching this one strategy, and only this one strategy, because it's simple, safe, predictable, consistent, and if you do it right, you can get 50% per year. If you know a place where you can get 50% per year, 10 to 15 minutes a day, fine. I'll be more than glad to take a look at it. But until then, this is the only thing I want to look at. Because if I spend 10 to 15 minutes in the morning, you know, get up, brush my teeth, do all that kind of nice, neat stuff. Before I have breakfast, I do my quick trades. Boom, I'm done and over with for the rest of my day. I've made my 1% for the week. That 1% for the week pays all my bills. I don't have to go to work anymore. I can hang out with my grandson, go swimming in the pool, have popsicles, eat cake. We had cake and ice cream for breakfast one time. Well, my son wasn't very happy about that, and his mother was very unhappy about it. But it's fun. Anyway, Minty Fresh. 3M, huh? All right, prayer kit. I'm looking into Intel. Once it hits 20 or 15, we'll do some leap calls. Well, I like leap calls. Okay, that's another interesting way of making money. Now, I've tried some of those. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. Minty Fresh, want to look at 3M? I like 3M. Now, I had 3M earlier this year, and I carried it for 11 weeks before I finally got it and profited. Okay, so I like 3M. 3M's a yes, but 3M is not this week. Look at what happened. She jumped up from 103, shot all the way up to 128. Well, look at this big huge gap here. And look at, this is where she was channeling here from the 100 to the 104. Then she shoots up $20. That's a 20% jump. Well, of course, that's going to be profit taking eventually. You can't have this much profit without people saying, thank you, see you next time. Anyway, that's just my thought. So I like 3M, but not this week. then holy cow. So I'm going to go through the last of the questions and we're going to call it a day because we are under 200. If you get an audience of 200 or more, I'll stay, but under 200, I'm done. All right, so let's keep going. Flipper sold 4 puts today, expiring tomorrow on COP. Made 312. EX date next week. Hope I get assigned. Well, cool beans. Tomorrow night. Okay, hopefully you're here tomorrow night. Kind of want to hear how it goes. So far, there's 3 people that I've invited back tomorrow night to find out how well you did with your positions. Okay, so Flipper, I'm kind of interested in how that worked out for you. Raldo, thanks. Flipper, I am burnt on TM. I have no idea what that means. What's the cost of the morning trading group? Well, the morning trading group's $100 a month. Okay, it may sound like a lot, but you get to have, it's just you, me, and a bunch of other people watching the stock market as it opens. We're going through all the trades that I do. Okay, it's great for those just starting out and need, let's say, hand holding or a little bit of guidance, because you can come here every couple of nights, or a couple of times, and get a good grasp of what's going on. But until you're actually in front of the computer, okay, live watching, because these numbers right here, they change constantly during the day. So while we're alive making live trades, okay, you have the opportunity to either jump in and do one yourself or just watch what's happening. And it's very educational. And for $100, you have 2 hours a day from 9 a.m. to about 10, 11, whenever we got finished with the questions. Okay, every single day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And Friday, we jump in at 3 o'clock because the market closes at 4. And if we're buying on Monday and the market closes at 4 on Friday, well, I want to make sure that everybody in the group has enough time to take a look at any positions that might be questionable. Hey, can we look at NVIDIA? Ooh, Caden. No, NVIDIA is, okay. It may be in the news, it may be this, it may be that. However, NVIDIA has a 1 penny dividend. No thanks. Okay? 2, NVIDIA has a $2 book value. So while NVIDIA a couple of weeks ago was at $1,200 a share, the book value was still $2. So imagine this, if you will. You buy a share of NVIDIA. What the hell is it now? NVDA. Okay, it's 109. So it's $109. So let's say you buy a stock for $109. In some strange reason, they go to court and the judge says, all right, done, over with, liquidate, pay off your investors. Guess what you're getting? You're getting $2. Because if you take everything NVIDIA owns, sell it, okay, the book value is everything. You take everything they own, everything they owe, balances out, $2 per share. That's all it's worth. And the dividends for NVIDIA, 1 penny. I honestly don't care that it was $40 and it jumped up to 300. Don't care. Seriously don't. If they're not consistently profitable, I'm not putting my money there. I'm not in a position at my age to put my money into a company and wait 3 to 5 years or a year or 2 or 3 for it to move up so that I can make money. No, no, no. I need... We humans are the only species on the planet that got to pay to live here. And I got bills to pay. Okay? Okay, so Arrow, that was that. I would like a link to the group as well. Hey, Irish Moss Man, how are you? You're new here, dude. All right, so the link to that, to the morning trading group, in my bio in the top left where it says Dividend Stock Talk, okay? Dividend Stock Talk right there. If you click on my face, that'll bring you to a separate page which will have the 10-minute trade link there. So you can go right there. Or you can just go right here, that 10-minute trader, right there, the 10-minute trading live. You click on that and that will take you to the Patreon, Dividend Stock Talk. Imagine that. That sounds like me. Oh, look at that. The picture even looks like me. All right, so there's that one. can always come down a little bit, tells you a little bit about us. Hey, about us. If you're looking to strike it rich overnight, look at it, it says it right here. If you're looking to strike it rich overnight, this ain't it. Plain as day, this ain't it. If you're looking to strike it rich overnight, this ain't it. Okay, my main focus is a simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. Okay? Simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. That's over 50% per year. That's what it says right there. Come down a little bit lower and take a look at this. What does that say? Ooh. Investing your own money shouldn't be difficult. Stop making it more complicated than it needs to be. Okay? Learn more about the trading strategy. Live trading. Join our morning trading group. Right there. Click on that. Where does that take you? Oh, lo and behold, that's going to take you to same place. Patreon. Let's get out of that. Let's get out of that. Let's go back to here. All right, so let's get back to some of those things. Checking in. How's everybody? Price prediction on for Qs. I don't do the Qs. Ooh, somebody wants to take a look at Nike. I just have to own some Nike. All right, we're going to do Nike's going to be the last one we do. All right. NKE. Now, I do own Nike, so I like Nike. So as soon as this drop, see this big drop right here? Big drop. As soon as it dropped like that, very next day I jumped in. Why? Because I like Nike. I saw the opportunity. Okay? You're going to make money in the stock market when you buy low and you sell high. So if she drops down to here, okay, here's a normal trading range here. Okay, the low of the year is somewhere around 87. So when she drops down to the 70s, well, it hasn't been there all year. Hell yeah, I'm going to buy some. So I bought me some. So take a look at the numbers. 73.39. The 73s are going for $1.67. The 74s are going for 101. Both are well over 1%. One is a little safer than the other. It's all math. Okay. Personally, I do the 73s because it's a safer bet. Thank you and have a good night. Minty Fresh, have a good night. Sage, you have a fantastic trading system. Thank you, Sage. Arrow, so do I sign in with you for that? Arrow, you know what you could do before you do that? DM me with your number. I'll give you a call. We'll chat. See if it's right for you. It's not right for everyone. It's slow. It's boring. It's monotonous. It's the same thing over and over again. I look at Nike 4 times a year, okay, because they pay a dividend 4 times a year. There's 266 trading days in a year. And out of that, I will look at it 4 times because I want to know when is it going to move. So what you buy if not Qs and Nvidia? You make it sound like the Qs and Nvidia are the only things available. Believe it or not, there's 9,598 different companies I can invest in at any time. Nvidia is not consistently profitable. Okay, and how can I possibly say that? Well, I can say that because they don't increase their dividends. Okay, the dividends for the past few years has been a penny per share. Why would I buy a company that only gives me a penny per share? That's no. Okay, and the Qs, yeah. Well, number one, it's out of my price range. I like $250 or lower. But the Qs is the same thing. Their consistency is absolutely horrible. Okay? You can take a look at Microsoft and a bunch of different other companies. Microsoft, Kimberly-Clark, Lowe's, Home Depot. You take a look at the dividends over the years. Every single year, they go higher and higher and higher and higher and higher and higher. I can keep going on. Because to be a dividend king, you have to increase your dividends to your shareholders for 5 decades or more. Well, if a company is consistently profitable for 5 decades, well, hell yeah, I want to invest my money in that. Because they're doing something right. Nvidia, they don't increase their dividends, which means they're not profitable enough to share any money with their investors. Okay, I've already told you, I'm not looking to buy a company and wait for it to go up. I'm past that point in my life. Okay, I'm 60 years old. I'm retired. I do not want to have to go back to work. I do not, and I'm being totally honest with you. I do not have the money to put 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 aside and wait for it to grow. Sorry, it doesn't work that way for me. Okay, it may work for you guys. Some of you guys may have money just sitting around. Say, you know what? Let me put a couple, 50 grand into Nvidia. See what it does next 5, 10 years. Nope, sorry, that's not me. Okay, however much money you think I got, I don't. Okay, what I do have is enough to live comfortably at 1% per week. So the little bit of money that I have, okay, take 1% per week, that pays my my credit card bills, my phone bills, my water bills, my food bills, those kind of things. Okay, and I live comfortable with that. So no, I do not have the time, money, or desire to throw something into something that's not profitable and wait for it to grow. Now the Qs, you may like the Qs, but the Qs aren't profitable either. Take a look at the consistency of the dividends that they pay out. Not always going up. They go up, they go down. They go up, they go down. They go up, they go down. No, thank you. Okay? Your money, you invest it your way. My money, I invest it my way. And the way I choose to do it, only with companies that are consistently profitable year after year after year, a minimum of 20 years. Okay? I got 300 companies to keep track of. 300. That's more than enough to keep me busy and to keep me satisfied for my financial goals. Sorry, that's all it is. So let's go through a couple more questions. We're past 10:30, 11:30. How can I get 10 best trading information every day? That I don't know. Michael Robinson, it's worth it. And you do need to study everything you can and think about it and focus on it. Worth it. Thank you there, Michael David Robinson. How do I join the group on the Discord? All right, Sheila, this is the third time I'm going to tell you this, kiddo. Tomorrow morning, you and I can have a conversation, all right? Because we're both in the same position with CMG. Is it CMG? Chipotle? Okay? At that time, remind me to give you the Discord information. All right, Flipper, is weekend count towards time decay? Yes, it does. How do you find the book value of a company? Ooh, that's a good question we should ask tomorrow. Collarbone looking great. Yeah, it's still a little sore in certain things. I still can't pick up my grandson with, without a little bit of pain there. That really frustrates me. I'm not ready to be old. Okay, this just came upon me one day. Me either, but once you sign up with an email to make an account there, James will give it to you. Yep. All right, the link to log into the actual discussion, yeah. All right. Do you know anything about Serve? Yeah, we looked at that earlier today. That's going to be a no. All right. Okay, we'll have a good night. See ya. Any company you would recommend? All right, Caden, I don't recommend anything. Okay? Now, I give you guys enough advice. Let's say I give you enough rope to hang yourselves. Okay, when I say a good quality dividend stock, I'm talking about dividend kings, dividend aristocrats, dividend champions, dividend contenders, Warren Buffett's list. Between those 5 lists right there is over 300 good quality companies that continuously increase their dividends. Okay? That's a great place to start. As a matter of fact, in my humble opinion, I could be wrong here. You should have all the dividend kings on your list because these companies have proven themselves worthy. Coca-Cola has been in business for over 100 years, and they still consistently increase their dividends for more than 5 decades, consistently every single year. All right. There's a bunch more too. All right, look at this. I finally got to the end of the questions. Woohoo! Hey, Coach Joel, nice to see you again. All right, so it is 10 minutes to 12. Holy crap, past my bedtime. In 10 minutes, I'm going to turn into a pumpkin. I'm out of here. All right, you guys have a great night, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Now, for those guys, I did tell you we'll see you tomorrow. I want to see what you've done. Great, I want to see that. Have a great night. See you guys tomorrow. I love you. Tomorrow, you're always a day away. Dun 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 dun. Okay, out of there.